All right. I think we may have done the dang thing. If you are joining us, please let your boys know. The entire studio computer has been moved. Here we are. Our hearts are bleeding for you. They're open. Our lapel mic length is not quite as good when this is in here this way. But from what I can tell, it looks like our video is doing exactly what it's supposed to.
Working.
Hey, what's up? I see Warp Point streaming in here, which means my boy Robert.
Hey.
Yeah, Rob Henry is in here. That's good. We got Drago back in here. I'm sure Crash is in here waiting for us to do the sexy stuff because, of course, I used the phone initially to talk about all these things. And the problem is that for some reason my phone always likes to autocorrect when I type live to love, no matter what I do. I will type live, and it'll be like, you meant love.
Should have.
So it said that we were going to be doing a love stream.
That's against terms of service.
It might be against terms and services, but I got to tell you, people seemed excited about it.
I'm sure they did. And if you join onlyfans.com/Nartec,
Oh no,
at $100 a month.
hey, we got Oathkeeper here too.
Don't say oh no again. In regards to this stream.
Oh no. Then we got Kiki here. He says, "Take me away, sexy daddies." We will do so.
We will.
We will take you away
For a very high price of...
What's your price? What is your price?
I don't know. I know he will take me up on it. So
first question of the day comes courtesy of Kiki. Where he didn't technically say it, but what's your price? What is your price to do sexual acts that you otherwise wouldn't do?
$1 million.
$1 million. That's a good price. That's a good price.
Yeah.
All right. If you are just now joining us later, not live, welcome. This is episode 200 that we are doing live. You may be watching in the future of Triangle Squared. We have been doing this show for a long time, primarily because of you guys, so thank you so much. And thank you for being patient with us today as this has become a little bit of a typical streaming nightmare. I think because we do it so not often. I realize now what was causing the video issues on the laptop. There was nothing I could have done to fix it, so I'm glad we ended up defaulting back to the computer. But I wish I'd have really thought of that before I started that. We could have avoided it all. Thank you for those of you who stuck around. Today we're going to be doing a couple things. We are doing a more calm and kind of chill episode where we're going to be hanging out with you guys who are joining us in chat. We're going to be answering some questions live from you on chat, as well as ones that were put into a bank across the weeks as we were preparing for this episode. And then, of course, Saul is going to finally be doing the long talked about, long rumored Bloodborne full play. Not to be confused with the also long talked about, long rumored Dark Souls 3 full play.
That almost happened. Or
that technically, I want to say that it did happen. You got to the end. You just didn't beat it.
I just ran out of gas.
So there we are. This is what we're going to be doing today. The Let's Play will be going along as we keep going. If there's any audio issues that you guys come into, like the game is too loud, if you're in the chat, hop over, let us know, and we can get this thing going. That way when people watch later, they get to have a good time. But let's see. Oh, Josh says finally the TR has come back to Twitch. I mean TS. Turkey spaghetti, turkey spaghetti, turkey spaghetti. What's up, Corey? I'm glad you're here. He calls us sexy mother uckus. Let's see. Not Saul. He's not a mofo.
What?
He's right, though. Your wife is not a mother.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, my wife is a mother. So I am, therefore, a mother ucker. That's where we are. Thank you guys for joining us. Oh, look at this.
I wonder, can somebody let me know, why does that look 60 for a second? Can somebody let me know?
That does look oddly smooth, doesn't it?
It does. The audio of the game versus the audio of us talking right now. It's the only cutscene we're going to watch, so.
We already have Shave Your Head Saul again.
Nope. I can't. I'm wearing hair product.
Thank you, Corey. That is a fine mama. And she's a good mother as well.
Ooh, that doesn't. There's something wrong here.
Uh-oh. Saul says there's something wrong with playing Bloodborne on PS5.
Why is there? No, I think it has to do with the...
Oh, you can't see?
Well, it's not only that.
What are you seeing? Talk to us, Saul. I want to tell you guys right now.
First of all, it's in 60 frames per second.
Oh, do you think it's interpolating frames?
That might be an issue.
Do you think that that's what's going on with the...
Did we just live on stream find a way to play Bloodborne at 60 frames per second on a PS5?
But then, even if it's outputting at 60 frames per second...
I don't know if I'll be able to play like this, though. That's the problem.
Well, Saul, we've already said we're going to do it, so you're going to have to deal with it, okay?
I guess I will. Okay, first of all...
Wait a minute. You didn't know that I installed the Lance McDonald hack?
That's a PS4 thing.
It is a PS4 thing.
There's some judder.
Hey, Matt Green's here. He says, wait, does that mean I'm a grandma? Yeah, hey.
That death doesn't count.
Hey, if you are, if you have a child that has a child, you just might be a grand mofo.
Oh, flip us over. I just didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, we're going to move over into the other thing where the stream is taking the priority for those who want to see Saul die more readily.
I'm still trying to figure out why it's running in 4K. I mean, 60 frames per second.
Listen, Saul, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Isn't that the saying?
Look at that.
I'm not going to lie to you.
It's juddering, though. That's the problem I'm having.
I wonder if that's a thing of the 4K 60 from the Elgato. If I go and frame cap it at 30, I wonder if it sends it back to the video output.
We might have to do that. Will that interrupt the stream, though?
No, it won't. Drago says, deal with it. And then Solitaire Red says, hey, there's a stream now. There is, Nick, and I hope you've been doing well, buddy. I know that you had some rough times, and so did I. I don't know what last year was like for you. I haven't talked to you in a while, but I hope you're doing well, man. Because I want to see him kill the tree or the Wendy's. The Wendy's.
That'll be the third or fourth boss we kill, and I'll kill it really fast.
Or so, here's the thing. We're doing a full play. Are we skipping unnecessary bosses?
I'm not skipping a single boss.
Uh-oh.
Every single boss in this game will be dead.
Every single boss.
The base game. We keep saying the complete
game.
play. Yeah, he doesn't have the DLC, so we're just going to go through the normal base game. So every single boss is going to be dead, which means I am going to have to backtrack at certain parts. Also, look at the load times on here.
Amazing, right? I have not played... I actually had to download this before you came over, because I've not played this on PS5.
That hurt my eyes.
What the
way the text sprawled across the
probably
screen.
because you bumped the brightness all the way up, Saul.
No, like it's your TV's already like I don't know if it's your TV or if it's why it's so dark. This is not how this game should look at. Well, I could see it on there. Like, look at the difference.
Yeah,
that's
a lot worse of a TV though.
That's a big.
Also, this game doesn't have HDR. Something to keep in mind whenever you do these things. PS5 forces HDR to be on.
I'm still trying to figure out how the Elgato is essentially giving me 60 frames per second Bloodborne.
Well,
see,
look,
that's juddery though.
But you don't like the judder. Let me cut it off. Hey, Crash. Tell Jess I said hey. I haven't seen her in a long while. Hope you guys are doing well as well.
I was going to say, give you our condolences.
I'm glad you're doing well. He says, working on getting my own business up and going.
That's good.
Nice. That's a good thing. I know that you've been doing the same thing for a while, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that you've switched careers just yet. So I'm assuming you're doing this in addition to your normal work. That's hard work. That's good stuff. Crash the Animal says, nice to watch you play the worst Soulsborne.
Whoa.
Those are some heavy hits. Saul, it will probably take you down for just a second, but I am going to work on adjusting this down for you, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. These are pebbles. I don't need...
This may end up being a quick thing going down, but I'm going to go ahead and cap it off at 30.
I know why. There's kind of weird input lag. And it's juddery. It's really disorienting, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens
from just playing it. Like, I don't think it's something. See, that's.
What's up, Josh?
Still smoothie looking though, but it's not as smooth. Let me see how this feels. If the text thing is still the same. Yeah, text thing. I think it's just the way that we're gonna have to roll with this capture card. This is better though. So
okay, well, it's better. So there we go.
Yeah.
I don't know that the guys on the other end can see this just yet. That's one downside. I might have to deactivate it and come back up. It may affect you, Saul.
Oh, it's going to affect me.
There we go. And it looks like it didn't affect you. All right. Guys, this is still a normal episode of Triangle Squared in the long run of things. I mean, it's a little different. And Nick, I'm glad. I thought so. He's a pharmacy tech by day. Saul knows about that life.
I sure do.
And a baker at night. now I'm a little. I'm a big fan of people who bake. There's nothing like a nice home baked good. And even if it's something that you're doing as a business side of things, it still means that you're giving it a level of care that isn't quite just going to the supermarket and buying something. So that's nice.
Why does it sound like you're reading a script?
I don't know. Look, we got Rob Henry over here says, are you guys using an external or internal Elgato? Well, since this is for the PS5, and we wanted to be, we just bought this actually. So first of all, if you're a patron of this show,
big thanks.
Big thanks, because there was about $500 spent to make all this happen, from new microphones to internet thing to where I can bring my internet back in here. Since we don't have a hardwired, we needed to really hardwire to be able to do this. This thing already, this capture card is like $400, but we got it for future proofing. There's some plans that I'm not going to overly talk about. But if one of my buddies moves down here and we start doing more content, this capture card will come across to help not only Saul do more Let's Plays, for us to do streaming more often, with able to play something like this, but also do more new content for you guys. So,
who is that? Donovan?
Oh, that was Warp Point. So that's Rob Henry.
No. Who would?
Who's gonna move down here?
A secret?
It's not a secret. Hey, Rude Colt is here now, so you can finally
hey, Sean.
say hey, Sean.
I said that to Rude Days, and it's just, confusion.
Yeah, and then speaking of which, Rude Days is also here. He says, hey, stream working. Guys, thank you all for joining us. We're going to have a good time today. We're going to answer some dumb questions. We're going to answer some good questions. One that I know is in the bank that we can go ahead and get out of the way is one that was avoided in a lot of ways. So, Saul, we come back around to the age-old question.
$1 million.
Not that one.
Should have used a blood vial there.
But that is an age-old question as well, right? This is not really an age-old question. This is a very not that old question. So do you remember when Chris subbed in for you? And it wasn't that, actually. It was when we didn't have a community stake, and I asked for anyone else's thought. It was when Chris came on and we didn't give a community stake. The community said, what's the oddest thing that you had ever masturbated to? So,
we talked about this already.
Yeah, but what we didn't answer is the question that came into it. And that was, of the three big leaders, so we're talking Doug Bowser here, Jim Ryan, and Phil Spencer. Who's the most attractive?
Doug Bowser.
Doug Bowser. You like the bald head?
I do.
You like the bald head?
I do.
I think that Doug Bowser's also probably the most, I don't know. I think it's probably, Jim Ryan's just a little, he seems older than the rest of them, and that carries through. But that doesn't mean anything. It's not that you can't be old and be good looking. Clearly, George Clooney exists. But yeah, I just think of all of them, he looks like he's got the most energy too. Phil Spencer does all right, but if anything, I actually think Phil Spencer seems like he's gotten less healthy in the following days.
Sir. A preface for this also for Bloodborne. I said it. Saul plays Dark Souls 3, and I think I said it. When we did the Dark Souls 3 live stream, but obviously this is not going to be like 100% of this game. There's items I'm missing out on, and I know I'm missing out on them. Just so people are aware. Oh, nope.
I got that big sewer rat coming on you. Okay, I got you, Rob. He says the only reason he asked is he noticed a little lag from the HD60 Pro. I got to tell you across the board, the HD60, the Pro is the internal, if I'm not mistaken, and the 60S is the external that is.
What am I stuck on?
For it. So I wasn't too impressed with the HD60 across the board. For price to, what you get out of it, I guess it's not the worst, but it's not great. So that might be part of it, but I've also never ended up using an internal one. So it might be something that you can fix. I hope so, if it's something you use a lot. But also, it depends what your lag is coming. Is it just a lag that the end user sees, or is it lag that it creates on your end where your input is suddenly worse? I don't think we're having that here. Saul was having a little input judder. But other than that, we are using the video out. So we're not seeing a signal sent back over to us. We are just seeing a pass-through signal, basically. Not too far from that. Oh, nope. So we've landed on the fact that Doug Bowser is apparently who we find to be the most attractive of the big three leaders. If you've got an answer for that, chat, throw them in. I want to hear what you have to say here, because there are some good-looking older men.
Hey, look, Wendy's is across this bridge.
Wendy's is across this bridge.
We're gonna come back there later.
If you don't know why we're calling him Wendy's, well, this is a Twitter conversation from probably months ago now. but that's okay.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Okay, let's see. We will be talking about some stuff going on. One thing that we've not really talked about, Saul, that I don't know if you've even seen. Did you see that with the Bethesda ZeniMax merger going into Xbox or whatever, that they're going to be creating a new company? Microsoft is creating a new subsidiary called Vault that they're going to be part of?
But Vault is like the least surprising name they could have picked.
Exactly. So the name makes sense for that, but what doesn't necessarily add up for me is it seemed like they would have wanted to bring them into the Xbox fold without doing that. So what is this going to be? Are they still going to be considered an Xbox studio? Or what's happening? That's the thing that's a little odd with that thing going on, but it is where we are. Matt Green says it makes him feel old when he gets called sir.
Thank you, sir.
Rude Day says Phil is our Lord and Savior. Hashtag Team Xbox. Hey, Phil's not a bad looking dude. If I'm going to be honest here, Don Matrick was an all right looking fella as well. He was just not the best person for PR. That's where I'll leave that one. Josh Ayers says, I agree, Jim does seem old and Phil seems like he tries too hard to be young. I could see that actually.
Jim looks like the dad.
But I think the reason I think that is Doug Bowser looks corporate good, so I think it's kind of like when you see people who are typically dressed well. He tends to be dressed well. He's not slacked off as much. And regardless of how you take it about Phil, Phil does seem like he has more interest to just be dressed like an everyday man, which does have its own endearing nature. I'll give it that. That was one of the things I liked about Sean Layden whenever he was with Sony, is I liked that he could go from wearing a suit, one thing, and look good in the suit, to be at PSX and suddenly just be wearing a video game shirt with some jeans and look just as good. I think that works out. I can't think of a time where I've seen Phil in very corporate attire, which does add a thing of, it helps to break off the perception that he looks corporate. So it's easier to view him as somebody who's not going to screw you over quite as quickly, regardless of what ends up happening there.
So fun fact, in Bloodborne, you have to have insight, which is in the top right of the screen, the little eye icon, in order to level up.
Yep.
You don't get insight unless you enter a boss room, or you use a consumable called, I also got to show you this real quick. Unless you use a consumable called, what is it called? Why can't I think of it?
I can't think of it either.
There's one back there. And
you
can actually
but it gives
level
you
up.
an insight, yeah.
Yeah, you can actually level up before the boss. This pig is being really annoying. He knows what I'm about to do to him. Wow.
Well, yeah, because one of the things that happens with the boss here is that you can actually get in and fail just to be able to level up.
Yeah.
But that's not the ideal way to go. You lose all those nice souls.
I'm trying to...
Nobody wants to do that.
I've never seen this pig act so rambunctious.
Madman's knowledge. He's right.
Madman's knowledge, yeah. I keep thinking of Great One's wisdom, which is a version of Madman's knowledge. There we go.
Uh-oh. Nick says he started baking cookies from scratch a couple years ago. Been selling them at my job and elsewhere. Want to open up a small shop somewhere here in STL.
Look what this message says. Despicable
animal.
Woefully small lady.
For the sake of my health, I can't learn to make cake or donuts, though. I feel you. For the sake of my health, I need to do a lot of things. But I say that to myself often and then do the exact opposite of them. So we've all been there, I suppose. It's just kind of what it is.
I'm too lazy to make donuts. I'll just DoorDash them.
All DoorDash is everything. To be fair, we might have to DoorDash throughout this stream today because here's the thing. I'll go make this turkey spaghetti.
Are you really making turkey spaghetti?
Yes, I absolutely.
Josh, why did you have him do this?
This man will become a patron if he does so. So this is more of, he said that?
Well,
so I said, listen, you're going to put your money where your mouth is, and if I do this, you will become a patron, or I will hunt you down, Josh. I will hunt you down. I've seen you. I've met you in person.
3 or 4 hours of the stream. If we're going to eat turkey spaghetti, do we need another meal?
Oh, I mean, it depends. If I hate the turkey spaghetti, I'm not going to continue to eat it. That's why I say we might have to do something else. It just depends. I'm not eating it all today.
So what is it, like ground turkey?
It will be ground turkey, yes. And also, I want you to know, Josh, I did not skip out for you. I know, of course, I'm not doing all this by scratch. It takes too long. But I got good, high-quality pasta sauce. I got high-quality noodles. And I got high-quality turkey. That way I'm giving what you want from me the best thing ever. And I'll tell you, you probably have a higher chance of it working today than ever. The last time I ate turkey spaghetti was when we would eat normal spaghetti about once a week. So I think part of what made it so bad for me is just the feeling that whenever you're eating something that you're used to, and then suddenly it's like a similar but not the same version, it just doesn't work the same. So it may be good that I have not We'll see what happens.
There's still some weird input lag on this.
He says that's right, Scout's Honor. So here's the thing. There's either some input lag on this, or Saul is thinking of every excuse he can make as to why he's sucking it up.
No, like I'm used to it now, so we'll be fine. But there's definitely some kind of like weird input lag specifically for parry timing.
Well, there you go, Josh. I mean, not Josh. Rob, that may answer your question, buddy. Do with it what you will. Also, throw a lot of Molotovs at this man, apparently, is the way to go.
Let's do that.
Look at that.
And throw a Molotov cocktail at him?
It will still be bad. You know, Josh, that's true. It could be the case. All right, guys, I'm back off chat a little bit. I'm going to try and keep up with it a little bit, but I am going to go start answering some of these questions because we promised that Reader Mail would be back, and guess what?
We got Reader Mail back.
We got Reader Mail. For this episode only. We're not saying it's coming back for good. I don't know about that. It's just we're not... I don't know. Last year was weird. This year's weird. I got a lot of other stuff going. I'm not trying to load myself down with stuff, even though I appreciate that you guys even care enough to want to be part of this. So,
I have a question about your TV. Is what picture mode is on right now?
Gaming.
Do you have a picture mode and a display mode, or is it just a picture mode?
What do you mean?
Like, is there a vivid setting on or a dark OLED on?
No, just gaming. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is due to PlayStation 5 forcing HDR onto games that don't have them. But it doesn't do what Xbox does with auto HDR.
See, mine at home on my 4K is not dark like this. Because I am legitimately concerned about some areas in this game that get dark.
Well, this is an OLED. The darks are a lot darker.
Right. So we just beat Father Gascoigne, Father Gascan. I'm going to go level up for the first time. A very quick rundown of this playthrough. We're going to defeat Father Gascoigne, Bloodstarved Beast, and then we're going to use the Chalice dungeons. We have to go 2 layers deep and beat 2 bosses to unlock the Chalice dungeon we need. Make glyphs searchable, which are randomized seeds. We'll go get our weapon, and then we'll go to the Hum dungeon, as much as I hate calling it that.
All right, so it's question time. You ready for one?
Yes.
So, one of them here is Brett, and you can answer this if you've played one.
Like
this is for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Brett, which Darksiders game is your favorite and why? And I think this comes because Kiki's been playing Darksiders lately. So, Kiki, I'm glad you've been playing Darksiders. It's a great series, and I love it. I don't know if Saul's played any except for maybe one.
I played the first one.
Yeah.
And it just feels way too dated.
Well, definitely if you come to it now. It's a very dated game by comparison. My favorite is probably 2. 2 went the biggest, had the biggest budget. I think it also had a lot of really great ideas in it. I love the idea of it feeling almost kind of like Diablo with the loot system where everything drops and has a randomized loot. I think that was really cool. I appreciate one thing about the Darksiders series where they change with every game to where it's still ultimately familiar, but every game plays like a different kind of game. One feels a lot like a God of War / Zelda style game, and the way that it's dungeoned off and broken off and it's not very open. I feel like 2 feels more like if you kind of mix together Prince of Persia and Diablo, where it's real-time action within that, but you have a lot more RPG elements. It's more open as well. I really like that aspect. 2 feels like a good open world where it's not too large, but it feels interesting to go around, and it also had a great variance in terms of different environmental aspects. So you'd go into areas like, oh, this looks very different from the last one. So I really love that game. I was really impressed by what 3 did. Considering coming back with a very low budget, 3 is a great game. I really like it. Going with the Souls-like style play to a degree is a ballsy choice. I don't know if they'll do it again with Strife, since Strife is really the next mainline game. If they do that, it doesn't make sense to do that with a shooter to me. But we've seen Gunfire games almost exclusively go to that because after they put out Darksiders 3, they put out Ashen, or whatever it's called, From the Ashes. Saul, what was that game called? Gonna kill me. I can't think of it. You played it with me, I'm pretty sure.
I played it with you?
You may not have, but I really thought you did. Someone probably knows the answer to this game. Great game. I don't know why I can't think of it. It is called From the Ashes, though.
Remnant.
Remnant From the Ashes. You did play that, right?
Yeah.
Thought so. So they seem to be into that. Their next game is a prequel to Remnant. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's also still a Souls-like game, but with actual medieval-style weapons more than guns. So
That actually sounds pretty cool.
yeah, it's interesting. So I don't know. They could stay with that, but I kind of hope not. Airship Syndicate did a good job with Genesis. I like that Genesis is more like an actual top-down adventure style thing. It's not quite like Diablo because you don't have a lot of crazy loot or anything. I would have loved for it too, but it is what it is. That's one question down. So Kiki, there you go. You got your answers, homie. I would love to hear what your favorite one is, but 2 is just great for a number of reasons. Main one, I think, being sense of adventure, and it almost gives me Shadow of the Colossus vibes every now and then as well. But sense of adventure and loot system. The Shadow of the Colossus vibes in 2 come from, you do a lot of big boss fights where you're riding on your horse in big open areas. So it kind of reminds me of the second Colossus, where you got to shoot its foot in Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
To get it to topple over. You got that one. Matthew Green. Well, this is a question that, what time will you be on? Now. Michael Potter Snyder says, how do you feel about quick testing games? Recently, I've been spending 1 to 3 hours in a game and basically leaving it alone. More flavors and less depth. But it's great when something sticks. So I guess what he's kind of saying here is, like, give it 1 to 3 hours, but if it's not just, like, pulling you to play it, dropping it and not worrying about it.
Yeah, that works for a lot of games lately. Actually, I don't care about that gym down there. But it really is dependent on the game itself, too.
Well, this comes into something that you've not actually played lately, but it's something that happens across a lot of games. One that you did play that I think your opinion ended up changing a little bit on is Cyberpunk's the one that's current in terms of people telling others that if you duck out of that game in 3 hours and you didn't give it long enough. Well, I think that it's a mixed bag on that because, yeah, the game does get more open, but I think 3 hours is plenty of time for you to determine whether something's just not for you.
Yeah. I think, honestly, using that with clues about the kind of game it is already, like knowledge from beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact I'm not going to like as an example, this isn't true, but like an isometric horror game. So if I buy an isometric horror game, I already know that I only have a limited amount of time to test it before I know if it's going to click with me or not. Because there are some games that I don't like that have clicked with me. So it is like a really mixed bag. But 1 to 3 hours lately, I don't know if like games like Ghost and Days Gone and stuff like that, 3 hours is enough.
See, Days Gone is a good example because you can argue that this is bad game design, and I think it's a good argument that 3 hours, I'd agree. Days Gone is a perfect example of I don't think 3 hours is enough. But is it unfair for someone to play 3 hours and say it's not for them? No, because if you feel like a game should be able to draw you in within that first 1 to 3 hours, that's not unfair of you. That's just you knowing what you like. It's unfortunate that some games do really find their stride later than that 3 hour mark. Some games like Days Gone, I think it almost takes a good 6 to 8 hours, depending on what you choose to do, before it really grips you, depending on what you got. So it's rough. I mean, I get it, but I think Days Gone is an example of where I know it's that way. I think Cyberpunk's weird. If you're looking at Cyberpunk and saying 3 hours isn't enough, within the first 3 hours of Cyberpunk, you know what the game's going to be like. Yeah, it gets better whenever you get like Mantis Blades and stuff, but it's mostly there. Let's go see what chat says. I want to see what they have. If you guys have any games that come to mind or just an idea on that testing of games, I'm with you because you only have so much time, right? Let's see. Matt Green says, here we are, Warp Point. So Rob Henry says, my only problem with quick testing was Ghost of Tsushima. It took through the first act to get good for me. That's a common remark from a lot of people. Actually, a conversation we had on Destiny the other day when we were playing with Brennan, Saul was mentioning how he's fallen back off of Ghost of Tsushima, and Brennan's first remark was, oh, well, if you still not made it through the end of the first act, then just keep playing. And Saul is past the first act, and he still keeps falling out of it. But it's very often that if someone's not quite clicking with Tsushima, that you hear people say, well, get to the end of the first act and then see where you feel. It's a good point. I see why people get to that point. Let's see. Crash says, I played Sekiro for around 6 hours and really couldn't get into it. Played it for 8 hours straight the other night and fucking love it now.
Yeah, that's a game that I think is like that. Like, I think that no matter anybody I've talked to about Sekiro hasn't. Oh my gosh, I'm over here trying to line it up and talk, and I think I messed this area up. Yeah, I'm dead. That's the first actual death. But I've not talked to anybody who instantly fell in love with Sekiro the first time they played it.
Yeah, I've kept it. It's actually in that stack right there. I also have it as my game sharing thing, so if I get rid of that, it doesn't really matter. But I was telling him, he was talking about the ogre fight, and he was mentioning that it's the first time he's ever felt like it was just unfair. And I have to agree. One of the things that kept hitting me with Sekiro is that, unlike every Souls-style game that From has made, I always felt like the difficulty was me not being good enough. Like, if something was hard for me and killing me over and over again, it's just that I hadn't learned the lessons I needed to learn in order for this thing to work out. So, in thought with that, one of the things that always happens when you get to the Chained Ogre, or whatever his name is, and I don't think it's been updated because he said he experienced it as well, that magnetism on his grab, I feel like that should be patched out because it's one of the only times where I just really look at a game. There might be another example. I don't know. I got decently far into Sekiro, but I didn't make it too far. In the grand scheme of things, I definitely didn't beat it. That's why I've just kept it on the off chance I come back around to it. But I remember being really mad the entire time the Chained Ogre fight happened because I would dodge him and then it would pull me into his grasp anyway. And I thought you remembered having the same issue, but I know...
Yeah, I remember that. I thought that was fixed.
Crash said, boom, 2 deaths. Where's your confidence now?
There is no 2 deaths. There's just 1 death.
Yeah, the first death is just the one to get you past the prologue. You can technically beat it, but why waste the time?
Yeah, you can go to the first Hunter's Lamp and then go to the Dream and then come back and kill the Beast, but that's a waste of time.
See, Sean Sanders, that ogre grab nearly made me quit. I mean, it's the perfect example of it just being way too much.
Well, no, I'm just saying I thought it was fixed from the current game.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I assumed that when Corey played it, he played the patched version. But
what is that judder that I keep getting? It almost is very reminiscent of that judder I had on my PS4 that was broken.
Oh, yeah, but you didn't have it when it was just there at all times.
Yeah.
You break my PS5 saw, I'm going to take that Burger King one back.
That'd be the... no, you won't. First of all, I paid you good money for that. Second of all...
You didn't even pay me full retail price. That's okay. I love you.
Still good money.
It was good money. I'm joking.
There wasn't no fake
that
money.
That was mean of me to say when I didn't mean it.
Put it up the booty hole.
Yeah, Crash said that it was patched and it still happened. I mean, I get how it is.
From always has some weird jank with their games, which is not an excuse. Like, I'm not saying that you should use it.
Yeah, but I'd say most of their jank is like in frame rate, like this game, where you have odd frame pacing.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Is that's one of the examples of like unfairity, because it's something that shouldn't be there, and it's still there. This is also where I might die again, just because there's a red-eyed beast that's behind me, and I got to make a dip for these bolt hunter marks.
They keep saying like From should be the people to go back and patch this game with 60 frames per second support, or even just a more consistent 30 with the right frame pacing. But realistically, this game was developed between From and Japan Studio. Why don't Sony just have Japan Studio come in and fix this stuff up? I don't really see why that would be a problem.
They probably fixed the cum dungeon. We don't want that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a fun fight. You eat a beast blood pellet, you throw a cocktail, you throw some fire paper on, and he doesn't attack you.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he actually falls victim to the cocktails. So like since he's a beast, he gets distracted by them. So you could just sit there and build up your beasthood meter. Now, I'm doing the combo wrong. It's supposed to be like L1, L1, like that to get your beasthood meter up faster. But I didn't. I am intentionally not increasing my stamina stat. I put it all into vitality, mainly for the very first boss of the Chalice dungeon that we're about to go fight.
Okay.
He's rough.
Hey, Kevin Bacon Bits is here. He says, congrats on
Kevin?
200, guys. Hey, Kevin,
Thank you, sir.
If you can stick around, that's great. If not, I'm glad you hopped in and said, hey, appreciate you. You're a patron. Tell you the same as I told all the other patrons since you weren't here. A lot of new equipment was bought to make this happen.
Yep.
About $500 worth. We didn't have to pay out of our pocket, thanks to you guys. So we really appreciate it. Also, while we're talking about Patreon, we got to talk about Patreon goals real quick. So, we're in the new year, right, Saul? I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we just start having really goofy, crazy Patreon goals that we set to where if we reach this dollar amount per month, we do this. If we reach this dollar amount per month, we do this.
Right.
Okay, so one of them that naturally came up in conversation, this was brought up a little bit earlier, someone said we need those calendars. I think it was Rob Henry. So, here we are. The conversation at hand was, what if, because of the love stream joke, we got to a point where we do a photo shoot for a calendar that we put out, and only if we reach this dollar amount, and all the patrons who make us hit that dollar amount gets hit this calendar, where we get one of our friends or pay a professional photographer to photograph us with like game controllers and like consoles and game cases in different places where we're doing them like either scantily clad, sometimes like naked, but with like the PlayStation 5 covering our dick or whatever, and then we give that out to patrons.
That has to be a massive Patreon goal for that.
That's what I'm saying. So what is your dollar amount for this Patreon goal? How much dollars a month does it take?
$10,000 a month.
Oh, you don't, come on, man. I'll do the more scantily clad ones.
I don't know.
I think it would be fun.
$500 a month?
$500 a month? There you go.
Something like that.
If you want these calendars, guys, you've got to bump us
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of extra work, and paying that's like.
I have a camera. I know how to do it. I probably can teach you how to do the stuff that I need to do so that we can take pictures of each other.
I know how to.
Hannah could do the pictures.
I know photography.
I figured you did, but I don't know if you messed with any of the newer stuff.
There's no such thing as newer stuff. It's all about exposure and your ISO.
Yeah, but I mean that in the sense of last time I saw you have a camera, it was a point and shoot. Right. I didn't know if you've ever messed with a DSLR.
I have.
There you go.
I know a fair amount about DSLRs in terms of, but the problem with it is every brand is different. From like Nikon to Canon to Fuji, like having to get one and mess with one. So a little bit about this real quick. We are in the first Chalice dungeon. We have to go 2 layers deep, like I said, and go past Sin's Fortress real quick. This is so that I can unlock, like I said, the searchable Chalice. And the first boss in this Chalice dungeon is annoying. He has a ton of HP. He has a gimmick, and he can do massive amounts of damage. There's a chance I might die here, but there's more of a chance that I'm going to waste almost all my blood vials. But from what you'll see soon, there is not going to be much need for me to have blood echoes here in about 30-ish minutes. I will have everything in the game that I need, except the armor set. But from then, the armor set's going to come later in the game, and naturally I will have been holding tons of echoes because I don't plan on dying as much. There's still a weird input delay like that. You see it's like a 2 or 3 millisecond delay, which is not what it normally is. And it's interesting for parries. Luckily, not this boss, but the boss after is really the only other parable enemy I have to worry about. This guy right here is rough, and see, like, my dodges are off because of this. You have to bust his blisters. But look at his damage. Like, that's more than half my health in one hit.
Okay. Apparently, I've had some reverb, but what that really comes down to is it's me mic bleeding into yours. I've tried to minimize that, guys, so if it's still going on, let me know. I'm a loud person by nature, and I was getting louder a second ago, so that might be why it popped on. If you're still hearing it, let me know. I'll try and mess with the mic settings a little bit more. I'm trying to I have a noise gate on right now, but I'm not trying to have it end up cutting off us, so we'll deal with that. Okay, so $500 a month is our dollar amount. So if you want to see these beautiful, great calendars, Saul has agreed to $500 a month. We will put it up on the Patreon as a goal. And if you want to make this happen, it doesn't have to be you getting a bunch of people, but hey, if you're listening to this show and you watch this every now and then, or you keep up with us and you think that sounds fun, even if it's just for a little bit, you know what I mean? The moment we hit $500 a month, we're going to do it. And then if immediately after we go down to $300 a month or something, we'll deal with it, okay? It'll be fine, but we'll hit that dollar amount. I think it'd be fun. Josh said, I don't know if you remember this, Jessica Chobot, I think it's how you say her name. She had the thing where it was before the Vita was coming out, and she had it in hand, and she was talking about it, and then the guys around her were chanting, well, actually it was guys and girls, were chanting, lick it. So she takes the Vita and like licks it. Yeah. So we could recreate that as a nice fun one. Right now, Crash, I think we're at 112 or 115 a month. We were at 150 for a while. COVID was not kind to plenty of people, so a number of people have told us that they had to back out due to financial problems, and we understand
Which
that
is
completely.
more than understandable.
I mean, it's fine. Look, if we got $1 a month on Patreon, it's awesome. Thank you guys who really go out of your way to support the show and keep us going without us having to have the added stress of worrying about these things. You know, like this stream, if we would have had to think, how are we going to pull this off? You know, we got to pull $500 out of our own pocket to make sure we can do this right. I just don't think it would work because Saul's old capture card just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's sitting on the couch right next to Brett over there.
Yeah, we tried it,
chilling.
Didn't go. So thank you guys. We got to come up about somewhere in the ballpark of like $375 a month. So Crash, make it happen. Since you're the one asking.
Leave me alone, big baby boy.
You know, I've realized it's been a long time since I played this game.
Yeah, there's a. Did you beat every base game boss?
I don't think I did.
I'm not counting Chalice dungeons when I say base game people.
Yeah,
Also,
I don't think
I'm
I
not
did
doing
because
that. That's too.
Is that undead giant that you fought? Is that do you have to do that boss?
No.
I don't
That's
think
a
I've
Chalice.
ever fought that.
That's a Chalice. That's the very first story Chalice dungeon. This is the first Chalice.
So
dungeon.
you're in a Chalice dungeon right now.
Yes.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, this is the very first story.
That's why all
Chalice.
this looks uncommon to me.
Well, there's this one. There's one you get from beating the Omnidala boss fight. There's one you get from beating Abritus, and then you get them from you get more of them from beating these. This boss right here is really weird, and it's really interesting. I hate how the names take up, but watch how much damage I'll do here in a second. This is off of a normal parry.
Ooh. Oh man.
It's just like massive amounts of damage.
So what is that from?
That's just a normal parry. Or well.
But what I mean is like why is it that
It's just
high?
how their health is. Like I don't know. It's a weird boss.
So as long as you can parry them, you essentially get everything.
Oh my god! And his little friend. I'm still alive. His little
nice.
friend behind him hit me with his bullets and fucked me over.
All right, couple things here. Kevin says he just wanted to stop by and say congrats. He wished he could watch more, but he's real busy moving his entire house into a container to close on our house Tuesday. Kevin, I remember you talking about that. Congrats. Also, I hate moving. I do not envy you right now, but it's something that's got to be done. It's part of it. I have not even liked, you know, when I redid the game room, I had to change a lot. I had to get rid of a lot. I got rid of a bunch of chairs that I had in here, a desk that I had in here. I still have every pop I had in the shelf that was originally in here in a box, and I'm still not completely done through it. I went and traded a bunch of games I just don't play in anymore. So it's, you know, it's a lot of stuff. They're weak to piercing, is what Josh said.
I don't have a piercing weapon.
Also,
But oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah, they're weak to the nature of, and then you just leave this guy for last. You just whack him on the stairs where he can't hit you.
oh, okay. Rob Henry says, so if I just donate $500 for a single month, does it count?
No, this has to be something that's like, it's not a donation pool.
Well, hold on, man. I mean, look, if we said if we reach $500 a month, we do it. If someone wants to handle it, I don't see any reason why we can't.
True.
So I'm going to go ahead and I hope Saul agrees that yes, if someone wants to put $500 into this, we will do it. We'll make this happen. Crash says, are you going to go for Margot Whitner's?
You have to.
I'm about to say...
That's a story boss.
Oh, he says me, not Margot the Moon Presence. I'm about to say, I thought
Yes.
Margot's you had to fight.
Yeah. Like I said, every single boss. Like
So that just means you've got to get the
3 umbilical cords. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's every single boss in the game. So what I just got for beating that chalice is something called, I done forgot it. Central Chalice, I think. No, it's the root chalice. So now we can create chalices here and use glyph searching. So what I'm going to do, search by glyph. It's going to be 9.
Well, look at that PS5 keyboard instead.
No. HN E U D V Z. So it's the not in the H.
So much knowledge.
D V Z. What is it then? I just did this the other day. 9 N H E. That's what it is. U D V Z. So this chalice here has the Lost Chikage in it, which is our weapon for the run, and it's really easy to get. It's also a challenge you can actually grind souls in pretty easily because there's one of the abhorrent beast in here, and though they're enemies that are anti-enemies, you can attack them, but other enemies will attack them, and they'll attack other enemies. I'm definitely not supposed to be in this kind of late game Chalice dungeon right now, so that the enemies here can kill me in 1 to 2 hits, and they drop tons of souls. Well, you can use the abhorrent beast, and they will, I think that's what these things are called, but they'll kill the enemies for you, and you can rack up 20, 40,000 souls somewhere in there. And here he is right here.
Oh, that's great. Rob said, I bet that's 2 overtime shifts for a sexy gaming calendar. Hey, we will make this happen, and then we will continue with crazy ideas throughout the year. Also, I'm curious as to how we want to do it. I'm figuring it out. I do have a stack full of large and medium-sized triangle squared logo
Hello?
vinyls. So they're not stickers. They are actually cut. Hey, thanks. You got me a trophy, bro.
I did. You'll get 2 of them today at the very least.
Oh, hold on.
God.
Is that the one for getting the blood chunk?
No. That's the, you'll get that today, though.
Cool.
That's the blood gem master. I think that's collecting X amount of blood gems or collecting X amount of varieties of blood gems.
Okay, cool. There we go.
Did they kill a big guy? No. He himself drops, I think, 70,000 blood echoes. He's still back there killing people.
Oh, boy.
This is the suicide run here. I'll probably die here.
I am very hungry.
I'm getting there. My stomach around. Lost Chicago. Got my weapon. We're running. We run. We run. This is where I'd probably die because the enemies block ways out.
But if you die, it doesn't matter because you keep the goods?
They didn't. Yeah.
Nice.
This ain't. I don't know what game is that. Diablo?
Crash says, I'm going to need a new sticker for the new car.
You're going to have to come down here and get it.
I will see. That's what I was going to ask. Is I have these stickers, and I would love to be able to put them up. I guess, what would you guys be willing to pay for one that you would find fair? That way I don't just come in with my own big head and be like, this seems like a good amount, and it just seems way too high for you guys. I would love to get just an idea of what you think. I can go and grab some. I mean, of course, they are vinyls. Like I said, they're cut out. They're not stickers. They're going to be cut directly to the shape of our logo. You can go on cars, would last on cars, back windows, stuff like that. You can put them on laptops. Whatever it is that you want to put them on, we've got them.
Personally, for me, I would never spend more than $7 to $8 on a sticker. But
see, that's what I was going to say. Originally, I was thinking as a way to help raise money for different things for the show, do them for like $2 to $3 for the medium and $5 for the larger one.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I should have... Oh, I didn't grab the Bolt Hunter mark in front of Gurman. That's fine. I mean, not Gurman. In front of Father Gaswan. Here comes the Cum Dungeon.
Crash City sells band stickers for $5, so... I think that's probably what I'll do. I mean, because shipping comes into this as part of the problem, right? You know, one of the things that happens with you right now, at least, Corey, since y'all are doing more, you know, local stuff, is that it's just an outright price. I've got to think about price for the sticker and then price of what it takes to get that sticker to you or the vinyl to you. So I am trying to be relatively fair on that. But you know what we got to do? Got to answer some more questions. What were you going to say, though?
Well, I was going to say, I think this is actually a save-edited dungeon. I'm not sure. The name is weird on it. So this might be a hacked dungeon, but I don't think they would keep stuff like that in the game. Look at the name.
Place name layer 1.
But this is what people call the Cum Dungeon. Look at my health. I'm at 1 HP.
Oh my god.
But that doesn't matter because you take about 10 steps forward and you stand right in here, and if you look off screen, there's an enemy dying. Well, you just stand here for 8 to 9 seconds, and the enemy dies, and then you get 83,000 blood echoes. And then you just use a Bolt Hunter's mark, which in turn brings you back to the lamp that I didn't light because I'm busy talking. But yeah, 83,000 blood echoes.
That is wild.
So then you do that, you Bolt Hunter's mark out to the lamp again, and then you just walk back and forth. The problem with this is I'm going to have to do this twice. I'll have to do it right now, and I'm going to get 3 times in. I'm going to have to do it. Then I have to go kill Wendy's, a.k.a. Cleric Beast, because they drop the Sword Hunter badge, which allows you to buy these marks from the Bath Messenger. So you could essentially get unlimited souls by doing this, and it's super easy. I do not recommend, if you're watching me play this and you've played this game or you've never played this game, do not do this. This will take all the fun out of the game for you. If you've never played the game. Half of the fun in Souls games is your first playthrough. That's figuring out where everything is and enemies and seeing stuff for the first time. I wouldn't even recommend you watch a guide or playthrough of this game to begin with. So go away if you've never played this game. And if you plan on it, go away.
So Crash said cheater, but then Josh came to your defense and said, Crash, it's not cheating, it's in the game.
He's not wrong. It is in the game.
It is in the game.
And I feel like that when this game was big at the time, this would have been patched out if this was not something that is,
Very well.
you know, I need 9 strength. Meant to be, in a sense. So we're just going to pump into Blood Tinge. I think I'll get to like 40. Yeah, 38. That's fine.
Oh, there we go. Rob came in there and said they sell theirs at small for $2, medium $4, and large $6. How do you handle shipping? Do you just put them, because you know the large ones are pretty large, they won't fit in an envelope. I think the medium ones might, a typical envelope. So mail would be cheap if you could just slap stamps on them. I guess that's probably true even if I put it in a pack.
Oh, I didn't count out my Bloodstone shards right.
I will figure that out. But
2 Bloodstone shards. I missed them. That doesn't matter. We'll find a million of those. Actually,
Crash said it's fair, but that gives credence to why you're so confident about not dying.
oh, you have no idea. Just give me like it. We'll do that thing I just showed y'all. Still can't buy them. Like for about 15 minutes or so. I'll end up doing it about 30 times, and I won't. Like I said, I won't have to level up again. Like that's the way that this works.
Oh. So you do them through a site that probably does it for you and drop ships. That's a good setup.
Look at this weapon though. This weapon is the only katana in the game, called the Chikage. Really dope looking.
Yeah,
And
I've never seen it.
The transform attack is.
I'll say that. It's still in the game, right?
Yeah, you get it. So you can buy this weapon once you kill Martyr Logarius, who's at Castle Canehurst. And if you notice, my health is draining. I lose health. I lose 1 HP for every second that I have this in its transformed state. But as it's transformed, it does massive amounts of damage. I am going to buy all the blood vials I can.
Drago said this gameplay and strategy is new to me, even though I've played and platted the game.
If you platinum the game and you want a good reason to go back and play it, do this. Like break this game because it is that much fun. If you haven't played the Old Hunters DLC, I recommend that as well.
You know, it might just be me, and it might be that I really am a big fan of the way the style looks. But for some reason, this game to me looks better than Dark Souls 3.
You're seeing it through rose-tinted glasses just because the TV it's on. Play Dark Souls 3 on here, then go back and look at it.
I've played Dark Souls 3 on here.
On this TV?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it might be this TV and this capture card. I can't see what I'm doing. I might have to figure out what that deal is, because it's too dark. This is also one of my favorite areas to go back to once you've beaten Bloodstarved Beast because of the turn in the environment. Listen, dude, you don't want me to use my weapon on you, okay? It hurts. But we're gonna kill Wendy's real quick, and then we'll farm for the remaining echoes.
I think it may just be art direction, like the graphical style or the graphical capability with the art direction.
Did he actually just grab me? I wasn't even paying attention. I was listening to you, and I was like, I didn't even see him do a wind-up attack. But yeah, you'll do. The transform attack in this weapon is redonkulously good.
Oh, okay. Look, they say it does look better than Dark Souls 3. Josh and Crash said that, but Crash said it's a shame it's not as good.
Crash, you're just trolling at this point.
He's just trying to say stuff. We're going to answer some more questions, though, bad boys. We got some questions. If you want to give us some in the chat, do so. But we're going to go pull some more off of Facebook right now. Zachary Reed Sawyer says, well, he said he was working tomorrow, which is unfortunate, but can he rewatch it? Oh, I've somehow clicked on the wrong thing. My bad. I don't know what happened here.
Were you reading somebody else's chat?
No, I was reading from the post when I said would be on today. But going back to the reader mail post, let's see.
Also, this weapon's just so cool in its attitude. Like, watch this. So, like, just.
And the way you walk.
Well, no, it's just the way you fling the blood off.
Yeah, it makes me think of Ghost of Tsushima.
Or Sekiro.
Or Sekiro, I suppose. I haven't played enough Sekiro, so.
Oh.
You gotta think, Sekiro is like a very faint thing in my mind. I don't even remember where I quit playing the game at. Okay. Let's see over here. We have a couple.
I don't need any of this stuff anymore.
Ooh, this one's gonna be kind of hard. Partially because I feel like there's conversations that I'll think about after the fact and I'll be off on. What's been your favorite discussion on the podcast or the one you remember most? This is from Josh Ayers. Thank you for being a patron, Josh.
Thank you, sir. Probably just like one of the first episodes when we did all of our PlayStation favorites. Probably mine. That and just about any Game of the Year episode we do, just because of how much more fun they are to me. What about you, Brett?
I'm trying to think too. I mean, I do tend to have fun when we're kind of talking about memories. So as weird as that sounds, I think one that I remember fondly and I really enjoyed was the very first thing too, where it's just our favorite games because it's just cool to do that.
Yeah.
But thinking back on some of the things that we've had odd conversations about, I was always like, just the kind of excitement that we put ourselves in a little bit when we were discussing our ideal at the time take on a second PSP or a second PS Vita, like a follow-up to the PS Vita.
Yeah.
Like that was a fun conversation, kind of talking about things that we thought the Vita did wrong, there is things that the Vita did wrong. It's just where it comes from. And things that we think that they did right, that they could still do and probably pull off really well. That was a fun conversation. If you haven't heard that, go check it out. But essentially, it's going to be outdated now too, because I think this was kind of when the Switch was announced, but we didn't know much about it. So it was us kind of postulating on some stuff, if I'm remembering correctly. So it would probably change now as the mobile landscape and phones have gotten more and more powerful and mobile chipsets are getting more and more powerful as to what exactly I would want to do. And that might be something we come back around to on a episode where we kind of take old topics and come back around to them and do our ideas on them now. One thing I thought was cool that I think back on too often was, are we seeing platforming games make a turnaround? And we were talking about that with Knack 2 being announced, and there was something else that happened in that time period. And it's not that they went away, and I never really intended for it to come off that way, though I think some people thought that. But I will say that since then, I think platformers have come back in a much bigger way. I think with Knack 2 and having Crash Bandicoot come with its remake, the Spyro Trilogy remake, coming with a new Crash Bandicoot game. We have since then we've had Astrobot Rescue Mission, we've had Astro's Playroom as a PS5 game. We've had Little Big Planet finally make a comeback with that game of Sackboy: A Big Adventure. I think platforming is back in a way that's not just as focused around Nintendo and indies, and that's been cool to see. So yeah, I think those are all some that come back to mind. Let's see.
Too early. Yep.
Here's one question for Saul. This is in the live chat, comes from Crash. He says, which would you say is better, Sekiro or Ghost? Question is for Saul.
Probably Ghost.
Really?
Yeah.
For a game that you keep falling off of versus a game that I remember you loving at the time?
Yeah, I mean, I love both of them. It's just Ghosts, to me, I think any open world game gets repetitive, no matter what game it is. And I think, to me, I was hoping, for how everybody talks about how the second part opens up, I was hoping it'd be more. And Sekiro is great, but at the same time, it's probably my least favorite From Software game. But I say that a little prematurely because I do want to go back and replay it soon-ish. It actually, just like Dark Souls 3 on the PS5, runs at 60 frames per second now in 1080p. So I kind of want to go back and play it now where it runs better.
That was a big thing for me on coming back to Sekiro as well, is that playing it on PS5 means I can play it at a full 60, because the original game launched with an unlocked frame rate.
Yeah, and it was the same kind of juddery, mess that Dark Souls 3 was.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Souls 3 was definitely better when they did the PS4 Pro patch, but it still only stayed around the 45 range of frames per second. And I'd rather have something that's a little more consistent. Let's see. Rob, I will let you know, I do have the large ones and the medium ones literally here at my house, trying to figure out how the best way to get them out to people is. So I will figure out what way I want to go about putting them on a storefront, if I want to put them on the storefront, what that means. One of the things that I think we've actually tried to avoid doing, but if we start getting more money through Patreon and get to a point where it's too much, we will have to turn Nartec into an actual official business, and we can't just have it be
an
written.
LLC.
So that brings up some things with taxes, but it also helps in some ways because it lets me write off the studio and game room as business places, because they are.
Does it let you do that?
It lets you. This is about a quarter of my house, a little less than that. So I'd be able to put roughly a quarter of my electricity bill onto it, a quarter of the internet bill, which internet is required to do these things. So it's ups and downs, and that's part of it. So we've tried to move around as this is still something that's not our day jobs. I would love for this to break over and be something that we could do more and more and more. But the reality is that I have a wife and a kid, and a wife who, as much as I'm happy that she gets to do what she wants to do and be fulfilled at work, right now at least it means that that's not as easily a goal for me. For me to quit my job, I have to have something I know is a lot of money coming in my way to help support. Saul is in a good position, I think, but at the same time, the reality is that money makes the world go round. So
Yep.
it'd be cool to see that, but that's just one challenge that comes over. I would be, he says he's been looking into doing an LLC as well. So it's something that we're debating and going through. It might be something that happens really soon. Definitely if Chris does move down here, as we want to be able to write more and more stuff off, and it would also help Chris with, he does
So
editing.
that's who's gonna move down here.
Yeah.
You didn't answer my question last time.
Yeah, it's going to be Figs. It's pretty much set in stone that it's going to happen, but I don't want to speak for him. So we'll see what happens. But that's going to be fun.
Is he in chat?
He's not in chat right now. He was earlier.
Look, we can have some cool stuff like once a month Friday night game nights where we just all hang out and do a stream.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. I think we can do that and get all the Narcotic boys together, since Blaze is still clearly welcome. It's just his schedule has never lined up with these things.
Yeah.
So. OG XOGX late night. Saul, you were ugly, but I love you.
Thank you, Eric.
There we are. I actually forgot because I was like, this name sounds familiar to me. Why am I not getting it? But that's it, Eric. What's up, Eric?
I love you, buddy.
Eric, you can come down here and be on the stream one of these days too, buddy. Because you stream. Hey, if you're watching this right now and you like watching people stream, Eric, give yourself a quick shout out in the chat and I will go through it too. I'm trying to remember your actual streaming name.
It is that, I thought.
Is it XOGX Late Night?
I think it is. Right, Eric? Let us know in the chat below. A phrase you should be
Hey, El Chabib is here.
Hey, what's up, El Chabib?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you being a patron.
El Chabuddy.
Oh, man.
This is tedious. So, like, if you guys have stopped watching now, I don't blame you for just to pay attention to questions. Because, like I said, I got to do it like 20 more times.
Yeah, anybody in the chat has more questions, get them out. But we got more questions over here in the Discord. So, to all of you who did that, we're going to get to them. Next one up is actually from Rude Cold, who I think had about to go watch a show with his wife. Time with your wife's important. So,
It is.
I get it. He said he might be back. He says, if you could have one gaming legend on the podcast to interview, who would it be and why?
I think we had this question before, and I think I said Hideo Kojima or Miyazaki.
Oh, yeah, Miyazaki.
And you said the guy who made Nier, Yoko Taro.
Yoko Taro. I would love to have Yoko Taro on. But, I think at this point, too, actually, I'm probably going to keep it Yoko Taro. I would love to get somebody who's been in the industry a little bit longer. Like, I would actually like to discuss things with David Jaffe. I think he's a really interesting person. He's been behind a lot of very big, long-term games that everybody knows about, like Twisted Metal and God of War. So that would be interesting to see someone who's been in the industry doing things that I'm aware of for that long. I mean, I think that a lot of these people have too, but not necessarily in creative and directorial ways. Like we all know that Miyazaki did not end up coming around to Dark Souls until we got Demon Souls, which was in 2008, 2007 was when he was kind of running onto this project and becoming head, and that was a big thing for him. He moved into being a creative role, and I think that's awesome. But I think one of the reasons that Yoko Taro stays in my mind is because he's a guy who has made a multitude of games that have been cult classics, but they've never necessarily been financial successes until Automata.
Can we just speaking of that phrase, I hate that term, cult classics.
Why so?
Because that just means to me, like anytime somebody uses that in any context that I've heard personally, that just means, oh, well, it didn't make a lot, but it was good.
Yes, that's basically what it means.
Yeah, but that's not what it should mean.
Well, what do you mean that?
Cult classics to me, like, isn't that like a group, like a very niche group of people found that movie and brought it to what it is?
I mean, in a way, because you gotta think
Or
about it, a lot of the
audience.
times the way that it ends up going is it's because they find out they become that after the fact. 'Cause, like, you know, a good example in film, right,
After
is
the
like,
fact, but too many people use cult classics to describe something that is new. This is a brand new cult classic.
Oh, no,
that's
no,
not
yeah.
that's not how that works. It's a B movie or
Yeah.
B show or something.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that either. But like a good example of a cult classic is a game like Nier, the original Nier. It's a game that essentially tanked the developer. It did not end up doing well at all, and as a result, Cavia is gone. They've moved on into other things. And it was odd that we even got a sequel. It did not sell very well, but after it went out and Cavia had already went under, the game did start to pick up and sell more, and they gained an appreciation for it when it was a little, I don't say it was too late, but in some senses it was too late. So yeah, I agree. I've not necessarily heard people bring up cult classic in a new way. I don't think that's fair. I think Demon Souls is a great example of a cult classic. It's a game that came out and continued to do better and better and better as it stayed out, and now it's reached a status where Dark Souls was already basically a classic day one. Not a cult classic. It was just a big success day one. Dark Souls 2, every game has continued to be a big hit. Bloodborne, same way. I think Demon Souls is the only one.
I don't think Bloodborne's
originally.
okay, I see what you're saying now. I think you're calling Bloodborne a cult classic.
No. Bloodborne was a day one. Everyone was
yeah.
into it. It was a success. So Demon Souls is kind of like the precursor, which is kind of what is happening with Nier. You know, when Nier Automata came out, they restarted, at least in the UK, if I'm not mistaken, pressing versions of Nier for PS3 because people wanted it and there was enough demand for it. And that's amazing. That's something that's so rare. You don't really hear about it very often.
That's my little rant on cult classics.
Yeah, if I heard someone say that, I would definitely say the same thing. Uh-oh, sound echo. That means I'm being too loud.
You're too close. Well, you keep leaning over this way too.
Yeah, look, I'll separate myself from Saul. Screw you, I'm getting out of the camera.
Screw you.
Oh. I don't. This is something come back around. Drago says Lady Dimitrescu or Gina Carano.
Who is the second one?
I don't know. I think it's the girl who got fired from Disney.
Oh, then Lady Dimitrescu, whatever her name is.
Yeah, I mean, in
I've never
terms of
said her name out
attractiveness,
loud.
Dimitrescu, yeah, I mean, that's big, sexy vampire mama.
Isn't that other girl also in Deadpool?
I don't know.
Didn't she play like
Can't answer that question.
in Deadpool 1 like a henchman or something? She was in another movie. If that's the same girl, I might just be mixing people's faces up. But I watched a movie where Jason Mewes was the main character,
She was a UFC fighter, apparently.
and it was made by it was essentially like it's called The Method and the Madness, or the Method Madness or something. It's not a View Askew movie, but it felt like it, and I still don't know if I liked it or not.
Weird. All right, we got some questions in here that we're going to get into since I
Go for it.
bled the mic so long. Yeah, you can be on an Architect stream, homeboy. Eric, I didn't see that you said that. We were talking for a little bit. You can be on there. Don't worry about it.
What's the Architect stream?
Nartech stream.
Oh, I was like, what is the Architect stream?
Rude said he was still here for a few more minutes. Well, there you go, Rude. You got your question answered, buddy. Thank you for the question. He says, Nartech, the best cure for the lockdown. I forgot you guys are locked down right now, Josh. That's, rough. Eltabib says, general question. What do you think a second-person shooter would look like?
I've thought of this before, and I can't think of... Oh, it was me it's getting killed by the... You are the NPC getting killed. But you are controlling the person killing you.
Oh. Yeah, so it's almost like... there's a game that... I mean, it's not necessarily that, but it's the same idea in my mind. There's a game that's called Green Peak or something like that, where what you see on your screen is someone else's camera angle.
Yeah.
So you can only move around based off of what you're seeing from them, and you have to try and figure out where you are and locate and move around.
Because that's what a second person would be, right?
Kind of. I mean, I don't know. Second person is such a weird thing to even think of, but that makes sense to me. You're seeing yourself from someone else's point of view. Third person is when it's essentially just moved away where it's not a person. It's just like even though they call it third person, so who knows? That's weird. Let's see. We got some other ones in here. Rude Code said, thanks for answering the question. I've been fortunate enough to meet Hideo Kojima at MGS2 Press event in my teens when I won tickets to it. It was an unreal experience.
That sounds unreal. Meeting him would be unreal for me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. El Tabib says, I don't think Sony has the cash to buy huge studios, bring the pain. I'm assuming that means this is coming back to the idea that Sony is apparently talking about potentially buying Square, which actually that's a question from Bring the Pain. So Sean, another Sean, he says, do you think Sony will make a move to buy Square? Which has been a rumor lately.
No, I think both Sony and Microsoft's big studio buying is over for right now.
I think big acquisitions are from Sony. It's hard to gauge. They're very slow about it. I could see them doing Square from a relationship standpoint, and I think there's again a rumor, and if it ends up being true, I think it's happening this weekend, that the Final Fantasy VII is coming to PC, but it will still not be on Xbox. If that is the case,
yeah, that I don't think that's a tendency to a rumor though. I think that just shows you that they don't sell well on Xbox.
it could be that, or it could show that it's more in preparation to where they don't have a game that's moved over. I agree with you. I don't think it means 100%, but I would be more inclined to believe it if there becomes more and more evidence of it being essentially PC and PS4 only. Because did you see that Kingdom Hearts is coming to PC?
No, I did not.
Yeah, the entire Kingdom Hearts series coming to PC. Here's a good question, because I know that we've actually had some talk about it. Rob Henry says, how do you feel about... And actually, Rob Henry is Warp Point Streaming. Guys, also go support Rob.
Go do it.
Yeah.
Is another content creator like us who...
Good dude. He listens to the show fairly often. Rob, trust me, I understand. It's hard to do these things and still keep up with people as much as you otherwise would want to. So go check him out, support them. He says, how do you feel about the casting choice for the Last of Us show?
You know, after the... I think we mentioned it. No, we didn't, because we didn't have an episode about this.
Yeah, we were talking about it in Destiny the other day.
That's what it was. I don't know if I like Ellie, just because back when she was in Game of Thrones, this actress, she was kind of flat, and I'm hoping she has learned from that and has gotten a little bit better at acting. Somebody I saw said that that's just kind of how her character was written, but it didn't feel that way, and that could be on the fault of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it can be.
Pedro Pascal though, as Joel is super cool. I like that actor a lot. I think that people keep saying I can't think of like how to say his name, but it's like Nikolai, the guy who played Jaime Lannister.
Yeah.
That thought never occurred to my head.
But he seems like such a good fit.
Yeah, and that's a cool idea. Am I gonna have to run all the way through this level again to get those stupid Bloodstone shards? Or do I keep going?
I don't know, Saul. You have to figure that one out. You're tuning in right now to Saul teaching you as much as you can about Bloodborne. So keep up with that. Back for me though, I never watched all of Game of Thrones. I only watched season 1, and the show just never caught my attention, so I've never gone back and watched any more. That may change one day. I don't know. I don't have a lot of time for things that I feel like I've already tried and just didn't click with me. I'm more likely to play a game a second time than I am to watch a show a second time. I don't know why that is. I guess it's just because I play games more as an entertainment medium than I watch TV. So I don't know about that, but Pedro's really good. I've seen him in plenty of things. I think he's always been a really good actor, and it's been interesting watching a couple of things kind of shoot him up into a new level of stardom, which has been cool. So I'm okay with it. I think Pedro's a good fit. There was a thing coming up that was, I know I'm going to probably say his name wrong, but Ali Mahershala. I don't know.
That sounds about right.
I think he's the guy who has been cast to play Blade in the MCU take on the character.
That's pretty cool. That's actually a pretty cool fit.
Yeah, so there was talks about him being Joel, and of course there was the natural thing. And this brings up a conversation that I don't inherently find people to be racist just because they've seen a character in gaming, and then when they see somebody be live action cast and it's suddenly a different thing, or they just look really out of bounds, that it looks odd to them. And the reason I bring that up is that part of the reason that the guy that you were talking about, Nicola or whatever his name is, that is another HBO actor, the reason people keep bringing him up despite Pedro being there is because they feel like he's a better look fit. And the thing about books, I think, that happen is that with books, most of the time it's easy to separate, or it's easier to separate what you imagined from reading the book and then seeing someone else's interpretation on screen versus At the same time, looking at a game and saying, well, I have definitely a game like The Last of Us, right? Where the goal of The Last of Us is to look as realistic as possible. I think when you have a character that looks like Joel and you see that's basically a human, and there's humans that have these characteristics, are really close and they seem like close fits, it does seem odd to suddenly change those things. Doesn't mean that there's anything inherent to Joel's character that makes him being white matter. I just think it's a big thing that when people see people that they viewed already and they see them and they know what they look like, suddenly them being different just, I think it messes with your brain. So I don't think it's inherently something that ends up screaming, oh, if you think there's an issue with it, then it has to be racism. But I know that was a big conversation for a little bit. It's just kind of how things go. Let's see. They say, we got some more over here. Matt Green said, ending of Game of Thrones is anticlimax.
Oh, it is. It's like the true definition of that. Oh, quick interjection. If you guys haven't noticed my health and stamina bar, I'm at max level for the rest of the game now because of that grinding. So I don't need to level up at all. My stats are 22 vitality, 30 endurance, 25 skill, 50 blood tinge. And yeah, the only thing we need to really worry about blood echoes for from here on out is going to be the armor set, like I said, and buying blood vials if we need them. But I just bought like 200 something. I don't think we will.
You know, one of the things I really loved about this game was that when you bought or got more blood vials than you needed, they would immediately go to your storage. And if you ever left, if you ever went to the Hunter's Dream and then came back out, it would automatically refill for you.
Right. Yeah, you didn't have to manage it yourself at all.
Which is great. And that to me, that's a way of streamlining these games without making them easier. It takes a annoyance out of your life, but it doesn't actually make the game easier.
Also, you may be kind of confused at how we just stumbled upon
the Hunter's Dream in game.
Yeah, the Hunter's Healing Workshop in game. This is not part of the dream.
This is where you get the doll's clothes, right?
Yes, there's an actual chest right here.
Yeah, 12.
And they sell for buku's amounts of blood echoes. And then you get this old hunter bone here, which we're not going to use. But most importantly, 1/3 of a milk cord. Something we need for every boss fight in the game.
So is that your first one?
That's my first one. There's only 4 in the game. Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's either 4 or 5, but I'm pretty sure it's 4. And you can get them all, or 3 of them, without failing a side quest, because there is one that is linked to a side quest. I can't see down.
It's the nurse, right?
No. That is the one that you could just go back and get. I think if you kill her early, you still get it, but she is redonkulously hard to kill early. So I just go back when she's already propped up on the table for me.
Yep. Josh said 4.
Yeah.
All right, we got more questions, so
go for it.
Let's get them out of here. Let me go back over to Discord. Let's see. This is actually an interesting question. It's got a bunch of stuff in it, but Rude Days 93 says, is Game Pass like the greatest thing ever? Yes, obviously. So here's a serious question. This question kind of relates to the MLB The Show coming to Xbox, but is there any PlayStation exclusive game, past, present, or future, that would benefit by going to Xbox, PC, or Nintendo? Biggest one I come up with is Dreams. Games like those I feel benefit with more players, especially the PC fan base that can pull off all sorts of cool shit in games like that.
Give me Bloodborne on Switch.
I wonder what this game would perform like on Switch.
Dark Souls Remaster does it fine. Now, granted, that's Dark Souls Remastered.
It's also an older version of their engine, unless they engine ported, which I don't know much about that game, so they might have.
Yeah, I don't know either. I do know, though, that it works perfectly fine, especially at 30 frames. So
I think it's possible. I see no reason why it shouldn't. I just expect graphical detail to probably have to be jumped down considerably.
I don't know if like you see all the anti-aliasing just walking in here though.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be as bad as like The Witcher would be.
Okay, yeah, fair. I think yeah. It's also that The Witcher has so much more fine detail. Like a big part where you're seeing the anti-aliasing shimmer is on like the windows and stuff. And I mean, so you know when you think about a game like The Witcher that has a lot of grass and trees, you're going to see that shimmer a lot more. But he says, so I'm with you actually, Rude. If you wouldn't have ended up actually saying this is what my answer would have been already. Dreams seems like the perfect fit to go to as many places as possible. First of all, because I still land on the thing that I think Dreams should eventually become a platform where you can make games and sell them. I think it makes a way where, because it'd be running through the Dreams, like you'd be able to buy them from Dreams or whatever app. kind of like what Game Maker is doing with Game Maker 15 or whatever the number they're on is. But I think that would be a cool way for Sony to make extra money by people not only buying Dreams to make games on other consoles, but also people buying games that Sony gets a kickback on from the Dreams thing. And by nature, Media Molecule should also get kickbacks on that, which I think goes towards recouping budget for this game and justifying it to last even longer. But ultimately, too, it's a cool way to make a game that's very different rendering, and I think it brings more and more people into the fold of making games, which can only be a good thing.
We do need that.
All right, B-Raj88 says, what is your favorite movie or TV show based on a video game?
Oh, that went a way I wasn't expecting. Okay, I got a really campy one.
Hey, Blake is here as well.
What's up, Blake?
What's up, Mr. Popst?
I have a really campy one that's Double Dragon, which came out like 1993 or 4.
Is it a movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Really bad, but it's a cool nostalgic movie. But you know, like I don't know. I was gonna say, if you're asking what my favorite movie was, I was like Prisoners or Zodiac.
Prisoners is really good.
You know what? Fitting the Jake Gyllenhaal theme of Zodiac and Prisoners, I'm gonna say Prince of Persia.
Did you really like it? I mean, I
think it was
say
bad.
this. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
It also wasn't good.
I mean,
It was just there. Like, it was a fun watch.
Yeah.
And Ben Kingsley, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's a great actor. I love him and anything you put him in.
Man, I really don't think if I've ever watched much of any like video game. I feel like there's a video game TV show like Castlevania, actually.
Castlevania is really good. So
Yeah.
that's actually a good example. And I was about to bring into it that I think there's a lot of examples of animated that I think really works for this. One of those that comes to mind for me is the animated take. EA for a while was doing animated stuff for their big series, definitely the ones from Visceral, where Dead Space got an animated movie, I think more than one, two, as well as Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno's animated movie was really cool. It was great. I think that their take on the Dante's Inferno style, art-wise, was really cool. Not only basing it off the game, but going further into how they changed it for the anime. That was really good, but I was really impressed with what they were able to pull off from Castlevania on Netflix. I went into it with not high expectations, even though I'd heard good things, and I was really proven wrong. It was really good.
I went into it with high expectations just because of how late I went into it.
I'm glad someone else brought this because I was going to bring it up. The original Mortal Kombat movie is a lot like what Saul was talking about, where in a lot of ways it's really not a good movie, but I have so much nostalgia for it that's tied around a lot of movies. Actually, when I think of the Mortal Kombat movie, I also think of a movie that a lot of people I know have never watched. Here's a moment to check the chat to see if they know. Saul, have you ever watched a movie called Warriors of Virtue?
Nope.
It includes a kid with a bunch of kangaroos. It's a live-action movie from the 90s, and this kid is getting taught martial arts. I've literally not watched it in a long time, but I still remember it. I still remember visual parts of it. But he's like learning martial arts from anthropomorphic kangaroos.
Nope. That sounds awful.
I loved it when I was a kid. I don't know why, I just did. And when I think of Mortal Kombat, I think it. Hey, Crashy Animal says he loves the Warriors of Virtue. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. That's a movie that me and my brother will just randomly talk about and bring up because it's just, we watched it a lot as a kid.
I can't see.
Went and saw it for his 12th birthday. Man. Or you made me feel young in comparison to you somehow because I felt like I was old for remembering that movie, but I was only like...
Nope.
8? I don't even know. I might have been 10.
How many do I have? I need 16.
Uh-oh.
I only have 8.
Boosted Infamy and Gambit all week long.
Yucky.
That's what Eric said. Eric, we will play Bloodborne soon.
Bloodborne?
Sorry, Destiny. We play Bloodborne too. We're doing that right now. Technically, Saul is, but...
I can't see past... You're so dark on this TV that I can't see.
I would use the remote to turn the brightness up.
Can I do that?
But, well, here. Let me see it.
Fancy remote. Also phallic.
Well, the problem with the remote is that it also controls the other TV we have here as our little
Yeah, but
thing
the
there.
brightness button shouldn't do anything to that one.
We will see.
What is that? Does that show up on the thing? No.
No, it doesn't. I don't know if I want to do anything too specific.
Well, just remember whatever setting it's on, and then just change it. Like if it's on 47, brightness just turn it to like. Oh.
Oh, apparently something's changed. Oh, I unplugged my TV. I wonder if that's it. It wasn't on game.
That's better. It's also not the really super shiny. This actually feels like Bloodborne now.
It was on energy saving for some reason.
And I could tell it was energy saving that darkness from my eyeballs, and it wasn't working properly.
There you go. Now it's back to where it was. Apparently I should have done that. You were 11, 97. God, I was a wee lad born in 93.
I was 6 in 97. Who said they were? No, never mind. Don't dox them. Actually, yeah, don't dox them. They said it in the chat.
He said it in chat. I'm not really that worried about it. Solitary Red, and this is a good question for you, Saul.
Okay.
Nick asked, do you think Mortal Kombat Annihilation is so bad it's good? Did you ever watch the Annihilation?
I don't like any
the
Mortal
sequel
Kombat
movie.
I
Oh,
don't
really?
like any of them.
I like the
Even
original one.
No.
Classic. When they have Sing Soon doing "Your brother's soul is mine."
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I have a fondness
It's
for that
quotable,
movie.
but it's okay. Actually, hold on. Because it's one
Annihilation is a bad movie, and I think I have less nostalgia for it than I do for the original Mortal Kombat. So by nature, I do just want to say it's a bad movie. But
excuse you, coming up in my house. I could change the
Eric's an old man too. He said he was 14.
Yeah, man, that looks so much better. Hold on, let me see what the chat looks like in the window when it changes. Or it did change. I think it's just blown out on that TV. That actually does look good.
Okay, well there we go. Hopefully Saul's problems are solved.
It's I don't know if the quality.
It's funny that you said that though. Since I moved it over here, and I've been playing Control, and I've been like, man, this is really dark. I don't remember it being this dark.
Well,
and I played Control originally on the same TV.
I don't know if the stream can see what I was seeing.
I wonder if that's true.
Am I gonna get it?
You remember the text?
Nope.
What if that was true of the text as well? I hate this boss fight.
You could cheese it.
You can cheese this boss fight?
Absolutely. Watch. Where to get up?
Oh, you just keep hitting her before she can ever go away?
Actually, you could cheese it in a better way than this. You can. I'm not gonna do it just because it's gonna waste time. But you can Old Hunter's Mark out of here. Go spend all of your insight and come back, and these things don't spawn. So it's just you and the witches, and they can still do damage to you.
So I don't know if you ever watched this. I think I know what you're talking about. He said, "Did you like the Mortal Kombat web series they did for a while?"
No, I mean,
did you ever watch it?
I don't know what that is now.
Okay, if I'm remembering correct, Corey, you can tell me. I don't remember it super well, but I remember that there was a take on like Sub-Zero. Not Sub-Zero. I think Scorpion had like he was like a normal person with the white eyes, and he was being talked to maybe by the police characters that I cannot remember.
Whoa! Hold on, my health just like went down real fast all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Anyway, he was being like interrogated in the police station by like Sonya Blade and all those people.
Okay.
And it was like little, maybe like 7 to 14-minute episodes. I do remember this, and I'm pretty sure that's it. You guys tell me if that's actually what we're talking about or not. Josh said it looked normal, by the way.
Cool. I don't think you can cheese her with the transformed blade. I might be wrong. I was trying to do it just then, and I kept going around her. It was getting annoying, so she actually just revived her other one. I'm so confused. Was the top bar not moving at first?
I don't know, Saul, but you know what time we're talking about now? Oh, by the way, apparently that's exactly what we're talking about. It's called Legacy. That's right. Mortal Kombat Legacy. That sounds right.
Oh, I'm dead. I actually died to this stupid boss fight.
Okay, so going back to our questions here, we got some more. Awesome Dave 1337 says, "What is your favorite or proudest gaming achievement, trophy, or accomplishment you have ever gotten?"
The platinum in this game. Actually, not the platinum in this game. The 100% for this game. I have every trophy that you can get for this game,
including Old Hunters.
Yep.
Nice. Terraria is probably still mine, just because it took so long, and also because I had the ability to withstand it and do it. I literally, Saul could have gotten the platinum for that game if he'd come into my world back whenever I had the platinum. He could have gotten every trophy besides every type of slime. it would have just taken him waiting for a rainbow slime to pop up, and Saul did not have it in him.
I still don't play Terraria.
I have a flip question off of that, and I've been debating playing it again too because Chris was talking about playing it. If I'm not mistaken, it was Chris. What's your most frustrated you ever been in a game?
You know the answer to that.
I know the answer to that.
Think about it. What was one of the first games I got a platinum for? Where's the other witch?
Sound shapes.
Yep.
I do know. I remember that. Yeah.
She up there?
I don't know if I've told this story in the podcast. I probably have by this point, but back when God of War 2 came out, there's a puzzle where I think it's after you get the hammer or whatever from the guy on the horse, but there's a puzzle where you go up to a thing and you've got to lift the body and put it on a pressure plate. But what you've actually got to do is you got to break wood on one side. There's a water canal that moves around, and you have to drop the body in the water so it'll float to the other side, and you can pick it up and put it on the pressure plate. Me and Devin both could not figure it out. We were on the phone with each other, trying, could not figure it out. And then after like 2 hours of looking, and the internet not being quick back then, because it wasn't like people got the game. We were playing day one. Finally figured it out. That's probably the most frustrated I've ever been in the game because I just did not know what to do. What you got there? I have a blood drunk hunter.
Is that not the DLC key?
I don't know. I've never played the DLC. You forget this, right? I haven't played those games since any real amount.
I'm not gonna go through all the DLC because that's way too much time. That's like an extra 2 hours or 3 hours. But I'm about 90% sure that is the key because you get it once you beat Vicar Amelia.
He said it is the DLC key.
Yeah. So here's how. Do you know how to access the DLC?
No.
So you go over here. If I can get through here. You go over here. You pick up the top hat, hunter garb stuff. Cool. Now that happens normally, and it will kill you. This won't kill you.
It takes you to the area.
Curse the fiends.
Oh man.
Their children too. And their children forever true.
The DLC is redonkulous.
I've heard it's really hard.
It's not really hard. The last boss is pretty hard. I say the DLC will take me. It actually won't take me that long to get through. I don't know if we're going to do it though or not. It's still like an extra hour and a half.
Say get grabbed. We got more questions though, Saul, and we got listeners who want your answers.
I do have to go pee. So we will be answering a question when I get back. But yeah, it transports you to the original or the old Hunter's version of the Cathedral Ward.
Gotcha. Hey guys, tell you what, I'm gonna go grab a drink and maybe even.
You can't go grab a drink and I go pee at the same time.
We're gonna put the weight screen on.
I guess.
We'll be right back, guys. This is a long stream. This is part of what it is. We will.
Wait, is my sword transformed? Okay, no.
You're good. You're not gonna die. All right, guys. We will be right back. I'm gonna see if I can get something in my stomach so I don't puke. All right, boys, we're back for a second, and I want y'all to take a moment to appreciate podcast puppies. They're pretty good dogs. Saul has turned into
cheese stick.
an Australian Shepherd. All right, and now Podcast Kitty is here, but she's being her normal bitchy self, where she doesn't want to come up and be around the dogs. Enjoy them. Here you are. I can't have them in here forever because they're kind of annoying when it comes time to trying to do things. Are you trying to play with my dog's toy? Was that Vash's toy?
I stepped on it.
Yeah. Hey, we got Jason S in here.
Do we really?
It is
What's
Nova's
up?
twin, by the way. Eric, I told you that whenever you got it. I said that looks so much like my dog. And now he's got his stinky toy in his mouth. And I have a feeling he's going to want to stay here for the rest of the stream. Realistically, they won't do anything. But they do risk hitting the camera. That's about the only thing.
Podcast cat.
Podcast cat, if Liam was still around here. Fun fact, we call them Shepherd. Josh said that.
Call it what?
We call it Australian Shepherds.
Oh. Oh,
Hey, Podcast cat is here.
look, the complete picture.
It's the whole family here, guys.
Look at Tabby.
I've got good dogs. Vash has got his tail still. Bendy's. I'm to believe, because we got Bendy a little bit later. She was about a year when we got her. I believe her tail was not there, because Australian Shepherds, or Shepherds as Josh calls them, can be born with stub tails naturally. People often cut them off. I'm not a big fan of clipping dogs' ears or cutting their tails personally, so it's not something I would ever do. So my Vash boy here has got a big old thick tail. What's that on my shirt? Guys, if you want to see this, this is a beautiful Oni. I have a painting that matches this too, or a print of a art piece. This is from a boy, Leo. He is the guy who did the art for my EP. If you've not checked out the EP yet, go look up Absideon, Absideon, and check out the EP as well as the dope cover art that he did for it. I love him. Go support his stuff. You can find him at Cult Aesthetics. It's cvltaesthetics.com. Bendy, go ahead, baby. Get out of here. Hey, Vash, come here, buddy.
He got his other toy.
Oh, he can't. He went and got his duck, guys.
He's out there. Come on, boys and girls.
Oh yeah, that's right. The music's just okay, but the art's really good. Yeah, that's it. Corey's got it down pat. That's countryist. Anyway,
Is my mic okay?
I mean, your mic's got to be on you, but other than that, I think you're probably fine. You want the controller?
Yeah.
You could have said please.
No.
All right, let me switch you over. We're going to change priority again.
It's cold. Oh.
Here we go, boys.
Okay, so we're at like the halfway point now. Like my stats, you guys can see. This game's about to become a boss rush mode. We just killed Vicar Amelia, and we're gonna grab 6 more upgrade materials.
Saul and his camel bladder.
This ain't a bladder. It is called a camelback though.
Because you have to pee all the time.
Well, you know what's funny?
Making jokes all
Do
the
you
time
see
that
how much?
you have to leave.
This is my. I drank one of these already today, and I'm halfway through another one. This is a liter. I'll drink this and then probably one more by the end of the day. Drink more water.
Oh!
Drink more water, folks.
My chat does apparently not want to connect.
So yeah, if you're familiar with Dark Souls games, Josh knows, but Corey, you use things called Bloodstone shards to level up your weapons. You have shards, twin shards, chunks, and then the rock. And these are essentially kidney stones, in a way. But we're gonna go to the Forbidden Woods now.
See
Oh,
if I can get this chat going on my phone again.
I gotta quit out because
Oh, Corey had to come back and apologize. He said, JK, the music smacks. Corey, thank you, buddy. I'm going to have you come and be on a song soon. It will happen. Before you move, maybe. That's what we do. We work out what song we're going to put you on. That new stuff's fire, Corey. I don't think you've listened to it yet. The one I sent you that's still in the works, but we more or less finished it yesterday outside of the second verse that we're leaving for hopefully getting a feature. So if you haven't, I may shoot that over to you so you can hear that version, get your thoughts on that.
we're gonna
Hey,
go.
look, Blaze is here.
What's up, Blaze?
This is what I miss a lot.
Everything. Perry Hotter. We're an hour and a half in, so we'll probably be done in about another hour and a half. I had to quit out. Why did it bring me back here?
You did send me notes. I see that now.
That's weird.
Thank you, buddy.
No, I went to the wrong place.
Make a sad boy song about turkey spaghetti. That's about what it'd have to be if I made a song about turkey spaghetti.
A sack boy song or a
Sad boy.
Oh, it's a sad song because there's turkey spaghetti in there.
Blaze says, guys, it's cold.
It is. My feet right now are cold.
I'm not gonna lie. I took a step outside on break. It feels great outside.
It's 34 degrees.
I know I'm crazy, but it feels
No,
good.
I like cold too, but not like that. I like 50.
We're back to questions. So the question at hand, Saul.
Okay.
You ready for it?
No.
What? This comes from Mr. Crash Animal. Says, what is your favorite piece of merchandise, poster, statue, collectible, coffee cup, etc. from a video game?
Oh, that's actually a very easy one. I have a replica hand-painted Majora's Mask.
It is gorgeous.
That is wood, and it hangs on my wall.
It's really good looking.
It is my favorite. It's one of my favorite gifts my wife has ever given me, and it is by far my favorite. I don't even have a runner-up. That's how much I like it.
It's hard to say across the board because there is so much stuff out there, but I honestly think just because it's one of the most unique looking weird things and it's such a conversation starter, I'm a big fan of the BB from Death Stranding.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. If you see it and you don't know what it's from,
Excuse me.
it's like, what is that? If you know what it's from, you just appreciate the fact that someone has it. I think it's one of the more interesting collector's editions because it's so often it's just a figure of the main character. But I like turning it around to something that's unique within the game world. Because the reality is, just having a statue of essentially Norman Reedus, I don't know that would be nearly as cool or interesting. So
Yeah, the BB is dope.
BB's cool, and that was one of the cool things to see in Cyberpunk was all the little Death Stranding references.
What is that again? That's a shard, yeah, or it's a stone. These are antidotes? Yes.
All right, Saul, we can both answer this one now since you've actually got one, and it's a good question.
Okay.
Do you feel let down by the PlayStation 5, and should people wait for more actual next-gen games?
No, I do not feel let down by the PlayStation 5. If you are not a Souls fan, yes, I think you should probably wait a little bit longer. I don't think you're missing a whole lot that you just still can't experience when you get one. I'm going to turn the brightness up a little bit more. But I honestly, like, it is a fantastic machine. It's probably my favorite console of all time. But I think that there's a lot going on right now with not being able to get one and people are feeling like they're left out. I honestly wouldn't feel that way. I would just keep the reservations, though, that, like, if you do want to play a game, like Days Gone or Ghost of Tsushima or something like that, or Dark Souls 3 at 60, you know, stuff with enhancements, I will say, like, it is worth that, for certain. Like, I would not play a game and wait until you can in that way, play it in the best way.
Blaze said we should do like the Newlyweds game and answer what you think the other answers, like the other person's answer would be.
I've never heard of that game, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a Newlywed thing where you're supposed to be like, what is your partner's favorite song?
That sounds like a newly dating thing. Why would you get married to that person and you don't know that information?
Well, it's supposed to be that if you get married to them, you do know that you're supposed to know the information.
Okay.
You're expected to.
I was gonna say, like, what does that mean?
Also, Josh makes a good point. He says, are you saying BB isn't the main character? I guess there is an argument to be made that Lou is indeed the main character. Or if nothing else, that Sam himself was once...
Hey, shut up. You're getting too close to stuff there. Don't say it.
Redacted.
Play Death Stranding.
Redacted. I shouldn't have said that. I got close enough, but... that's where we are.
I can upgrade my weapon now. Do I need chunks?
That's a good question, though, because there's a lot of cool gaming stuff out there, but I'm always appreciative of a different take on a collector's edition. Like, as much as I actually like the Horizon Zero Dawn collector's edition because it's like two of the robot dinosaurs and Aloy kind of together, I would have almost preferred the collector's edition to include the Thunderjaw statue that I got as a completely separate item.
Did I go the wrong way? No, okay. I am going the right way.
But going back to Kiki's thing for me, PS5, I'm not let down by it. I think the boost that it gives to PS4 games and load times and stuff like that is so great to me since I take all PS4 games and install them straight to the SSD. I just recently replayed South Park: The Fractured But Whole, and everything was so quick to load that I almost think it's something you can't understate. There's also a lot of PS4 games that without native PS5 patches still perform much better, like Cyberpunk and stuff like that. I'm excited to see that keep going through. So while I think it's not as immediate as something like the beginning of the PS3 era where you had something like MotorStorm and Resistance 3 or Resistance 1 and a new Ratchet and Clank, to where you could be like, oh yeah, these are good examples as to why you need to get a PS3 and it's a big jump. That does exist, but kind of like Saul said, if you're not a Souls fan, then Demon Souls isn't that for you. But if you are a Souls fan, or if you're at least interested in the idea of Souls, Demon Souls is a true next-gen game. It is. It shows you what a next-gen game can really be. And I think it's getting better.
I think that both consoles had really weak launches in terms of like exclusive games.
Well, technically, Xbox didn't have a single exclusive.
Right, but I think that, like I said, if you're not a Souls fan, Demon Souls is not worth the price of admission for a PlayStation if you do not like Souls games. But if you do, it is well worth the $500 you have to pay for it.
So here's one that's interesting, because Saul, I don't know how much you've seen on it. This comes from El-Tabib. This is live in chat. He says, what is your gut feeling about Returnal?
Man.
For anybody who doesn't know, Returnal is Housemarque's first full 3D game. It's going to be a PS5 game. It looks like it's PS5 exclusive from everything I can tell. And it will be a full-price $70 game.
I feel like it's going to have a lot of jank in it. And I feel like it's really rare for a studio to go from one type of game to another, and it's especially something from like their normal style to how it is now, and not have it, which is a little understandable. But at the same time, it just, to me, this sounds mean, and this is my gut, so I might be wrong. It feels like it's going to be a $70 indie game. I still can't see stuff.
I think that's fair. You know what I come to here more, though, is depending on what this does. So, like, my gut feeling about the game itself is I do think it'll be good. I don't know that it will be able to justify, like Saul mentions, I don't know that it'll be able to justify $70. That's the thing, that it's such an unknown quantity. And I think Housemarque for a long time were actually able to be a studio who is known for putting out games that were well priced for what they were. So with all that in mind, it's just kind of one of those things where I hope it's good, but I can't say much about it. You might be hearing my dogs bark. I hope not, but I'm assuming that someone's here, and I didn't put them in the kennel. My wife is probably home, if I had to guess.
I was going to say, we're about to get mugged.
But that $70 price tag is hard. I mean, and that's also what Rude Days 93 says. He says seeing the $70 price tag on some games in general is a real turnoff. I did indeed try Destruction All-Stars. Andrew just called, but I can't answer.
It's because he's here.
Oh, he's here?
I bet you $1 million. That's why the dogs are barking.
Hey, Andrew. You have... if the door's unlocked, go ahead and walk in and come to the back to the game room. You remember where that's at? Okay, come on back.
It's not locked. Unlocked.
Okay, I'll come get you. We'll let you. We're streaming right now, but I'll let you be on the episode for a split second. Oh, you're cool, man. Yeah, I'll come get you.
I think. Okay.
I'll be back.
I am going to go ahead and come through this way. I just ran and I got the Kanehurst sermon, so I'm gonna go ahead and get Kanehurst early. We have our buddy here who is gonna want to pop in for a little bit and just chill with us. We're totally live. I can't see chat from here. I need a Resistance remake. Yeah, I agree, Josh. We do. This game's so odd with brightness because it's so blown out in some areas, and in some areas it looks fine in. It looks fine out here, albeit a little blown out. Stuff in the distance. Imagine if Sony didn't make Destruction All-Stars a PS Plus game and be dead on arrival. That's actually an interesting thing.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. That sucks.
What happened?
Remember Sadie, the one I was telling you about, that was bad.
Oh, that is sad. You never went to Kanehurst, because I just got you a trophy for that, too.
There you go. Come on through, Andrew. You sit over here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Just watch out my mic. Oh.
Did I almost hit something?
No, you must have don't like it anymore.
Sit wherever.
I was like,
Yeah, I was gonna say we are live with now Andrew's here.
I've never seen this before, so
This is Bloodborne.
I remember Saul talking about it all the time. I guess I've never seen it, so.
We have Andrew here. Andrew's our longtime friend. You can say, hey, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Our resident NCAA professional.
Oh, man, he was so hyped whenever NCAA was making a comeback. To be fair, I know a lot of people who were.
Hey,
So
Eric, are you still in chat? Are you excited for NCAA or no?
So, here's a good question. Jason said he was really surprised to see a $70 price tag on Returnal as well from a studio like Housemarque. Their games are a lot of fun, but $70 aside, and that's true. I think for a long time, Housemarque was the idea of like the budget game where you got a lot of great gameplay for a good price. And I feel like Returnal is going to be a hard sell at 70. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but someone brings up something in question to it. Have you guys tried Destruction All-Stars?
Yes. And Rude Days actually just brought up a good point in Twitch chat. He said if it wasn't for PS Plus, Destruction All-Stars would be dead on arrival. And he is absolutely correct.
Looks good, doesn't it?
I do think that game would be dead on arrival if it wasn't for PS Plus. Because I don't know if I would pay anything like $40 or more over.
That's great. I didn't know your PSP was modded. Yeah, Destruction All-Stars is a hard sell too. I mean, because I enjoy it and I think it's hard, but I think it's a little light on content. The other upside is that once you get the game, it is a game that's kind of like, this is kind of actually not a good thing for it, but it's going to continue to get more content. It's got more maps and stuff. But the thing is that games like Fortnite and Apex already do that completely free.
Yeah.
And Destruction All-Stars still has microtransactions within it, which is fine. It's not the biggest deal, but that $70 price point is hard. I think Sony knew that. I think that was their big thing, is that the game was not going to be ready to be a $70 price point, but they didn't want to back off or change that, so they just made it a PS Plus game.
And the sad thing is, it's like one of the worst looking ones or not worst looking ones. It is the worst performing one in terms of how the game runs of the series, or one of. This game did not.
Try the team games. Hold on, what's going on here? Try the team games. What do you mean, Josh? She said. Did I miss something, or did we talk about something that I'm not understanding? Oh, try the team games in Destruction All-Stars? Is that what you're talking about? That must be what you're talking about? Because I have only played by myself, and with not playing online, I wanted to really get to grips with the game. And I've only played it that one night. I did like it. But yeah, $70 is a hard sell for that game. I think Sony were a bit bullish to think that every game that they wanted to put the market 70 was going to work out that way. I'm glad that so far, if the game's also on PS4, it's just $60.
Is this 70 on PS5?
What?
Destruction.
It's 70 across the board. It's not on PS4.
Oh, I thought you just said it was.
No,
That's what
no,
threw
but
me
I'm
off. I
saying
was
like
oh.
games like Sackboy and Spider-Man and whatnot are not higher on PlayStation 5. So it's like as long as a PS4 version exists, then you're good to go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. Destruction All-Stars.
Nothing in there I need. Oh wait, did I get Evelyn? I sure did. Okay.
Okay, we got more questions, Saul. We got a bunch of questions. Thank you guys. I'm glad that questions came back around. Let's see. Blake had one that was kind of a pull-off of Brandon Rogers' question. He says, to go off B-Raj question, what's your favorite game based on a movie or show? His is definitely Scarface: The World Is Yours, which was a PS2 Xbox original game. Can't call it the Xbox One anymore.
The Batman Begins GameCube version.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of. Like, I can't think of any other movie game that I liked.
I'm trying to think of other movie tie-ins. If I had, oh, you know what? I actually got one. Again, based off of. My favorite one, and something I've been wanting to replay lately, has been Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay.
That's a 360 game?
It was a original Xbox game and PC game, but they did a remake for it that came on the disc for Assault on Dark Athena, which was a sequel for it.
Yeah.
And that's the version I played on PS3. I absolutely love that game. I've been really thinking about it a lot lately, and I think I want to play it and do a spoiler chats episode on it. Speaking of spoiler chats, Chris and I have done that. I need to finish up editing on that and get it out. So you will be hearing us talk about Nier Automata soon. Spoiler for me, I don't think it's our best episode. Still putting it out there. It's good. But I don't know that I was in the right headspace I should have been in, and it didn't roll off the way I would have expected. But hey, we'll put it out there, and that's for you guys to decide, because sometimes what you think is not that great is good for other people.
Did you hear the theory that Chronicles of Riddick and Mad Max are in the same universe?
No, but I guess there's technically nothing that would say that it can't be.
You're not wrong.
That tends to be the case across the board, unless it's just the way the world works. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Look. Yeah, we got you, Andrew.
All right.
What?
Well, he said which one? He said Batman. Butcher Bay.
Have you ever played Butcher Bay? I know you're a big Chronicles of Riddick fan.
I've actually never played it, but I'm thinking video games based off movies.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings?
Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings: Two Towers for PS2 was actually a really good game.
It was hard.
It was hard. I really liked that game. That's a good bring up. Well, here's a question for both of you that y'all made. Saul, I don't know. I guess both of you were older than me, so you may not have had as much want to do it. There was a game I played on GameCube that was a Tasmanian Devil game. You played as Taz, and I can't remember what it's called, but it was really fun. And it had like a great setup for the graphic style of Looney Tunes. I really liked that.
Because my older brother Alex.
You know, this is a real question. I don't know. It's weird. Blake said Brett only doesn't like the Nier episode because he thinks Chris is wrong. I don't think that you can be wrong. I don't know what it was about the episode that just made me feel like it wasn't my best performance, but it is what it is. Eric said the original Godfather game is one of the best he's ever played. I've never played either of the Godfather games, but I knew people loved them. When I worked at GameStop, people would come in all the time, definitely to get Godfather 2 at 360 at the time, I guess because it was just newer. And Samimo said Return of the King is also great on GameCube. I never played Return of the King. I know for a fact I played the hell out of Two Towers because of how hard it was. And I thought it was always cool that you got to kind of select who you wanted to play with. That was awesome. And whenever the... oh, how am I skipping out on my Lord of the Rings right now? It's been a little while since I've gotten to watch it. When Gondor's under attack, and you're having to play that through, well, that part's hard.
The Lord of the Rings RTS games are actually really cool, too.
Battle of Middle-earth?
Yep.
Yeah, those were pretty good. Actually, I think across the board, the Lord of the Rings has typically had really solid licensed games. Shadow of Mordor is good.
Yeah.
Shadow of War is still pretty good as well.
That's when he told me about he was reviewing Shadow of the Colossus. I don't know why that long.
Yeah. Oh, was that the name of that game, Corey? Was it Tasmania? I remember it was really fun. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. At a time when I had been moving on to playing really more adult-oriented games, I thought it was a cool way to kind of use that. I thought for a long time that using the Looney Tunes that way is a really good setup. I've never played Lego Lord of the Rings. You ever played them?
Yeah, that was a loss. Got you another trophy.
Lego.
Jurassic Park. I've never played any of the Lego games all the way through.
Different.
I've played a game that was similar because I really liked Phineas and Ferb, and there was a Phineas and Ferb game on PS3 that was a lot like the way that a Lego game plays out. It might have been developed by the same people. I don't know.
Lego. Part one. Awesome.
Yeah, the Lego Harry
Speaking
Potter.
of Harry Potter,
Yeah, his character is called Perry Hodder, but he looks a lot like it.
I want to see if it shows a close-up of my face in this cutscene. I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, I don't think it will either.
What I'll do, though, is just do this.
So what are you doing right now?
Why do I got, like, blood on my eyes?
Why do you have blood on your eyes?
Oh, because my mask, it only revealed that much of my face, so only that much of my face was coated in blood. That's a detail.
That is an odd detail.
So I killed Master Logarius so I could join the Valbloods, aka get the coolest looking armor in the game. And then I have only like 5 bosses left.
All right. Make a good time. All right, and you can join us in eating turkey spaghetti.
Do you like turkey spaghetti?
I've tried it, but it's been a long while, and I don't typically care for it.
I'm like,
It's another bird.
I like chicken spaghetti. So it can't be that bad. That's different.
All right, so we've already talked about the Doug Bowser, Phil Spencer, Jim Ryan attractive question. We have more here. Let's figure out what we got. Will you guys ever return to Eorzea?
Kiki asked that question, didn't he?
He did.
I actually thought about that recently. I gotta see though. There's something wrong with my. I think it's because I don't have the disc, but I'm not sure. But I tried to install it, and I think I have to do something weird by buying it off the store again. I had this problem last time I tried to install it, where I own all of it, but I only own all of it as like the disc version or something. So I'm not sure.
Oh, I remember that for the PS4 or PS5 at this point.
Yeah.
Take on it. This is a good question, L2B, but I'm not surprised it's from you because I know you really liked Anthem as well. He says, do you guys know what was the EA decision about Anthem 2.0 or Anthem Next as it's otherwise called? It was supposed to happen a couple of days ago. That was a report, for anybody who doesn't know, there was a report from Jason Schreier, I want to say, I know that it was Bloomberg, that there was an internal thing at EA to evaluate where Anthem Next was and see whether or not they wanted to cancel it or grow the team. I don't know where that's at. My personal opinion on that being a thing in general is that in the end of the day, if we're being reasonable, yeah, you shouldn't just let a game that's going to die. But at the same time, I think the way that they went about promising to fix Anthem, they really needed to do some stuff to where if they're going to promise that, they need to keep that promise. Partially because BioWare has had a string of kind of rough games lately. People don't trust them the same way as they used to. And it's EA. I think EA needs Anthem to turn around and be a good game and be a redemption story just as much as BioWare does. I think both of them benefit from that in particular.
I need to beat Maria? Well, you crazy. I'm not doing DLC. But also, tell me this ain't the best looking Bloodborne outfit there is. Look at this, Brett. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks sick. That's a good question. How does he see?
This is actually like it was unintentional because I didn't even know the character existed. But there's a character in this game called the Bloody Crow of Canehurst, and he uses his exact loadout to the T. The Chikage, the Evelyn, and this outfit. I had no idea up until somebody was like, "Who's the hardest boss in the game?" And they said him, and I was like, "Who is that?" And I had to Google it. Actually, I have enough now to upgrade my weapon more.
Crash said, "Come on, dude, do the DLC. We get to hang out more."
I might.
He might. There you go. Eric comes back with saying, I already know how you guys feel about it, but let the viewers know what you think about Sons of the Forest.
Man, I am eagerly awaiting. I am so excited.
Andrew, are you going to join us to play The Forest?
Yes, he is. He better.
The Forest.
You should.
Horror game?
It's a horror game.
It's a horror multiplayer game.
It's like a survival horror game. Yeah. Really, I guess it's more of a horror survival game because it's like you have to eat and keep your energy up and sleep or you go crazy and all sorts of different things.
Honey.
No. You can.
You can. You don't have to.
That game's crazy.
Sons of the Forest looks absolutely amazing. It's probably the most exciting thing in all honesty. I think it's just because of how much Saul and I talked about the original Forest being like a surprise for us. I think that I'm so surprised to see what they could do because the Forest, even though it came to PS4 way later, was originally like a 2014 PC game. So in my mind, we're going to get to see 7 years of evolution of what these developers can do come to life. And I'm excited for that because the Forest is already such a great game on a small budget and a simple idea that if you can see what happens when you go up more, what happens when you have a game that's already a success? That's me.
Yeah.
You looking at the guns?
I love The Forest. So, if y'all haven't ever played The Forest, go play it. It's like $20 base price on PlayStation.
Crash said,
sir.
I want to come up the weekend for The Forest.
Wait, what?
Hey, Crash said he's sending you tasteful nudes for DLC.
I'm not checking my Discord.
Because Blake said that you were scared to do the DLC.
I'm not scared to do the DLC. The DLC is not as hard as people make it out to be. It's actually not long either.
That's true of most Souls games DLC, right?
No! The pigeonhole. Or the crow hole.
You gotta pay the crow's hole.
I mean, look at them. There's like 3 down there. They're just chilling, waiting for you to come down there to bite your ankles. I kill them, make some chicken fangies. It's not that. It's just I didn't get a lot of time to spend with my wife last weekend, and I only will have tomorrow if I stay here all day today. So I don't want to do that to her. I had a lot going on last weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. I love how our work decides to be like, remember guys, it's Valentine's Day. Don't get yourself in the doghouse by forgetting. Our PR rep sent that out.
Oh, Andrew, by the way, this is something that is very important, live streaming etiquette or any kind of internet etiquette. Don't mention anything about work. Don't mention the name of where we work, nothing.
Yeah, we can make a quick joke like that.
Yes,
you're clear.
fine there, but
Right.
don't say where we work.
Okay.
Don't speak badly about where we work. You never know who will see it.
I speak badly about where we work, but just nobody knows anything about it.
Yeah, you'll get him in trouble.
Where I can't hear. Get her.
You saw something that my wife made. What'd you see?
A baby.
Thing.
A hair thingy, yeah, hair clips.
Yeah, crystal.
Oh, you went to the Crystal Moon. Yeah.
Because I was like, she's gonna start casting spells on me one day.
Yeah, she'll probably do it. Just if you walk into the house and there's black candles, your days are probably numbered.
This snake jumped on my head.
Look for.
That almost happened to somebody at work. Speaking of work.
It did.
Okay, let's see. We got some questions over on Twitter as well. We're nearing up the end of our questions, so thank you guys. We got one on Twitter, and then I want to bounce back to one LTB gave us in live chat. But No Fate, Sean One Neo, one of our patrons, good friends. Sean, hope you're doing well, buddy. He says, "Have you played Erica? Why aren't more people talking about this game? I played it recently as it was on PS Plus, and I think it's better. He thinks it's better than any Telltale style game. So I think I know the answer for both of us.
I've not played Erica. That's the one that's like a TV show based game, isn't it?
Basically, it's going back to the idea of like a FMV game where you go through. It's a lot like Detroit or a Telltale game, but everything you're seeing is actually shot.
I'm just not a fan of that. Like I didn't even like Bandersnatch that much. And that sounds like Bandersnatch kind of, right?
More or less. I think it might be a little more involved than Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch is a cool idea whenever you're thinking about it just being on Netflix and not on an actual console. But yeah, Bandersnatch wasn't as exciting as I was hoping for either.
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I actually do want to play it. I like these style of games, or at least I typically like the ones where you can control. But to be honest, I think that when I think of what's better than a Telltale style game, I just think the normal Quantum Dream style games like Heavy Rain and Indigo Prophecy and Beyond Two Souls, and even though that's one of the more worst examples, but Detroit Become Human is fantastic. So I think that there's a level I appreciate being able to walk in the world and be the character without it just playing out in front of you. I don't know. I'll have to play Erica for sure. I have another one I've not gotten around to called Late Shift. That was originally something else. They turned into a game. But yeah, I don't know. I've not heard a lot of people talk about it either. I don't know how successful it was. It was originally supposed to be a PlayStation title that supported the... So you may have to help me here. What was the initiative called where you play with your phone? PlayLink?
Yes.
Okay. And I haven't played a number of PlayLink games. I've owned one for a long time. I have Hidden Agenda. I really want to play that. I think it looks good, and it's more of what I'm talking about, where maybe it's a lot of decision making, but you get to control in that world to a degree. Even though you can't play with a controller, so I don't know that you get to move. It may just be that all video games. But yeah, Erica was originally supposed to be a PlayLink title, and then it kind of didn't be that. So I don't know. I think it just swept under the radar. Another game that I think is getting a second wind because of that, and like you'd expect Erica to would have been. We've seen a lot of people really getting into Concrete Genie because of it being free. Derek, Mr. Life Reimagined, one of our longtime patrons, he says, "What's your favorite guilty pleasure album to listen to?"
Not really a guilty pleasure album, but like one of my favorite albums to listen to that's older that some people would consider guilty pleasure. Is Take This to Your Grave by Fall Out Boy.
Well, I think guilty pleasure is a thing where it's like you don't want people to know.
I don't have those though.
Yeah,
like
Saul and I said that. We don't really have guilty pleasures, definitely when it comes to music. I wear my heart on my sleeve with most things. If I like it, I don't really care. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but I think I've answered this question this way before as well. If it was something that I expected someone else to think that would be a guilty pleasure of mine, or they think I would be a...
oh, watch this. I broke the boss.
Uh-oh.
No, I just broke him. He doesn't do anything now but jump away.
Oh, because you killed the other two?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you leave him left, he'll do that.
Yeah.
But what is your perceived guilty pleasure? I guess it would be the.
I think I've answered it before. You'll probably know just based off of what it is. There's an album that is by Selena Gomez. Whenever she was with the heart, Selena Gomez and the I have to remember because it's been a while. Was it the
Don't act like you have to look it
the
up.
scene?
This is no. He knows what it is.
No, I have to remember because she stopped having them, and then she just became Selena Gomez. I think it's Selena Gomez in the scene. Let me double check. Yes. And first of all, there's a number of great albums from them. But the album that I actually really like is that album called Kiss and Tell. It was her first album, and it's really good. I listened to it a lot. I used to listen to it on Saturdays at work with my thing whenever we had to work Saturdays. And her second album, I think it was called... It wasn't called A Year Without Rain. I think that was her third album with them.
There he is. Come on.
But her second album was also really good. It was the one that had Love You Like a Love Song and some other stuff. Look, it's cheesy music. I think part of why I really like the Kiss and Tell album is it's very much rooted in the time period where pop music was very rock oriented or like rock infused, where it was like guitars and real drums. It was really fun. I just liked doing that. I still listen to that album every now and then just because it's fun. Avril Lavigne and Kelly Clarkson's early albums are also like that. They have a number of really good albums when they were still doing very rock-oriented pop that I love. And I'm sure many would be like, aren't you ashamed of that? But no, the answer is absolutely not.
Hey, Josh, that little weapon she uses on me, the little flame split, it's like a flame sprayer, but it's not. What is that? I've always wondered that because I've never seen that weapon in the game as a pick-upable item. So I don't know if that's something special that only she has or what.
By the way, I did answer that question because Corey called that it was Selena Gomez. Thanks, Corey. You know me, buddy. You know me too well. I'm trying to think of something else I listened to that someone would think was weird for me to listen to. I listen to everything is kind of the problem. I don't know for sure. Coolest part of the game, boys. You ready?
Also, you remember how hard this boss was?
I hate this boss.
Watch how fast I kill him. This weapon setup is just ridiculous.
Yes, Rom, the vacuum spider. Yorm is a giant. Dude, I hate this boss. Partially because of the ads. I think my problem is that whenever I do boss fights, I focus too much on trying to clear out ads, and then they end up consuming me.
Yeah, I don't clear them out at all, which is not the recommended way to fight this boss. But this boss is super duper easy with the Chicago, and I would be doing better if I had.
So two things. Josh said she's not the only person that has that weapon set up.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, is there a way I can get that weapon, and what is it?
Second of all, he said Avril Lavigne's first albums are good.
He didn't answer my question.
Well, he may get there. You gotta remember, there's a stream delay.
True.
Also, Crash said, the first time I heard Love You Like a Love Song, I thought she said, I love you like a lump sum.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy for Rom. Also, this is the creepiest cutscene in the game.
Are you ready, Andrew? You have no context as to what's going on, so this is probably going to be really interesting to you.
Even with context, this is really interesting.
This is one of the coolest scenes of the whole game. Moment of silence. For people who are going to listen to this, how weird is this?
Yeah, that's weird. I think we're playing Death Stranding.
Probably. But you'd have to hear that quick
Yeah.
before the baby just plunges back down someone's throat. Okay, so once we get through all the questions, we're going to break this off from being a normal episode, and we're going to still hang out with you guys. We're going to keep going with the stream, but we are going to go ahead and end it that way. When we upload it for everyone else as a normal episode, it's at least somewhat full of stuff. So if there's any last minute topics that you want us to quickly talk about as we work through the end of everything, then get them in.
Yeah, because I only have about another hour left of this.
All right, one more.
If that.
This is the last one from Mr. Derek, Life Reimagined. He says, which game are you looking forward to the most this year and why? I think we may have inadvertently answered this.
Yeah. You know, if I'm also excited to see something out of Elden Ring, be it anything. I should probably go back to the Hunter's Dream. I only have 5 vials, but that'll be okay. I'm gonna die in this. There's a spot in this area I'm 100% sure die in. Or I'll say like 80% sure die in. It's the Gank Squad. Those 3 NPC hunters that are just around this little area, and they are annoying as hell.
All right, so let's see. I think Elden Ring is a good one. I don't know for sure if it's coming or not this year because they've just been so secret. I would say that it seems like the time that it would come,
Right.
but I could see someone saying that 2020 would have been when it came. Then again, COVID hit. Plans change. I think that both of us have already talked enough about Sons of the Forest. That's going to be a big one, I think, for both of us. We're really excited about. Moving away from that, I'm really excited to see if Mudfish ends up coming out with Atomic Heart and what that ends up actually being like as a finished product. I'm also really excited on a bigger game scale to see what comes from to see what comes from God of War if it does make it this year, or where I'm thinking more and more with Ratchet and Clank hitting June. By the way, Ratchet and Clank comes out on my birthday, so if anybody wants to be super cool and buy me Ratchet and Clank, I won't say no. Do what you want to with that information.
Hey, 420 blaze it.
420. Ooh, is Blaze still in the chat? Anyway, I think Horizon is also something I'm curious to see where Guerrilla goes, because I think they had the element of surprise with everyone being surprised of the fact that it happened that way. But across the board, I think that seeing what they do as a secondary run-up to their first take on this style of game would be really cool. Saul, you have any other game besides Elden Ring and Sons of the Forest that comes to mind?
No, nothing that comes to mind immediately.
Nier Replicant, clearly, but I've played it before, so it's a different kind of
I
excitement.
guess, yeah, I keep forgetting about that because I'm trying not to watch the footage that came out, like, what, 2 days ago from today?
9 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, I'm not...
Seeing a game that I'm really familiar with that ran kind of poorly and at 30 frames per second, but not even really 30 frames per second, run at a smooth 60 with really crisp-looking 4K graphics is odd.
I'm going to risk it. I'm not going to humor these fools just because it's annoying, but I'm going to go get my shortcut, and then I'm going to go beat Darby's Parl. I forgot he existed for a second until just now. Also, that's not the way to the shortcut. Where am I going? No, that is... Wait. I don't like... Here it is. I like, but I don't like the level design for this specific level. It's really cool and art detailed, but it's in terms of navigating it, it's a pain in the ass.
All right, here we are. Yeah, that's. There's a lot of stuff coming this year, but Nier Replicant's one that I think Saul would be more excited for me, because for me it's just reliving something I already really loved. For Saul, it's playing something he's heard me talk about a million times for the first time.
Yes, and tying in references from Automata. I hate this word. Automata.
You know what's gonna be really cool is if you start to pick up on things that you will remember from Automata as they start to come up.
Oh, I definitely will, because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to play it so badly. It wasn't just Game of the Year Contender Awards.
Our Game of the Generation.
Yeah. That level. 7. If I did +3, +5, +8 would be 9. So +5.
Blaze is here. He says, can I hear my name? Yes.
So 3.
420 was on the screen, Blaze, and as you know, that is the time where we say 420 Blaze it. Also, Crash does bring up a good point. Biomutant. I'm very excited for Biomutant, but I will say this. As much as I'm excited about it, I do kind of wish they wouldn't have shown it so early. I'm glad that they ended up delaying it, and I hope that they did it to make it the best game it can be. But, I shouldn't even say delaying it, but I wish they wouldn't have announced it with the look that it was coming early. They never gave it a date, so fair point to them. But it does make it kind of feel like it's a thing that came and went, and that I just, for some reason, didn't experience, even though it's not out yet. So I'm very excited for Biomutant, but right now it just is what it is. Josh says Resident Evil 8, and Drago says Blood for Blood. I'm not excited for Blood for Blood at all, but I was never a Left 4 Dead person. I don't care for zombie games.
I'm excited for Blood for Blood, but not in the same capacity I am for games like Sons of the Forest and Elden Ring.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the secrets of Sons of the Forest are in comparison, because one of the coolest things about the Forest is kind of just slowly learning everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what makes the Forest so good.
It's like you're just playing a game, but the narrative slowly starts to creep into something that's otherwise game-centric.
Yeah. And the way... it's very Dark Souls-y in the terms of, like... It's fun to do everything and find stuff out, There's gonna be times you have to look at guides because stuff doesn't make sense, and then it's like the story's told in pieces until the end.
Oh, apparently I missed Blake's question up above. I'm glad he said it. I have a couple. Elsa Beep says, do you enjoy arenas in games in general? Arena areas in games in general.
Like Coliseum style thing?
That's what I would imagine, and I'd say typically, yeah. I really liked them in Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 1. They led to some of the most fun fights of that entire game, or really both of those games, as well as I love it in Oblivion. I think every time we talk about Oblivion, we
It
mention
gets brought up.
but
the
it's
arena.
such a cool part. The arena's fun.
There's no way back down that way either.
But I do sometimes feel like games just put stuff in to be like, oh, we have an arena to pad out fights. So I think it's a double-edged sword, sadly. Let's see. Also, Blake said, Brett, if you and your best friend were to start a movie podcast, what would you call it and what services would it be on?
Who said that?
Blake Post. If I were to start a movie podcast with one of my best friends and another one of someone who became one of my best friends, it would be called Midweek Matinee, and you'd be able to listen to it every Wednesday if we were to do this on all podcast services, Spotify, Google Play Music, or not Google Play Music anymore, it's YouTube Music, and Google Podcasts. Actually, I don't think you can get podcasts on YouTube Music, so don't listen to me completely. But that's where you'd be able to find us. PodServe, Podbean, all those things. So yeah, if we did this completely hypothetical thing that we don't absolutely do every
Wednesday.
every Wednesday,
What time would you hypothetically do it?
it would come up every Wednesday at noon.
Hypothetically.
We'd hypothetically record it on Thursdays at around 8 o'clock CST. We talk about movies like Enemy and
That's a good movie.
yeah, it really is. It's something that begs worth talking
I
about.
heard a really
movies
good-
like I Love You, Philip Morris.
I heard a really good movie podcast talking about that movie before. This bitch followed me out here.
I did have to bring that one up. And in this episode where I would hypothetically bring up I Love You, Philip Morris, I would bring up how I have a friend who refuses to watch it because I probably, in an effort, it will damage my image of him. Anyway, that's exactly where you could find it. Hey, there we go, Blake. It's free real estate.
I saw a really good movie podcast the other day.
Oh yeah, where?
Spotify.
Oh yeah, what was it called?
The Cinema movies? I don't know.
The cinema.
Not Midweek Matinee. I was trying to think of a clever name. Y'all go watch Midweek Matinee every Wednesday at noon. It's a good movie podcast. Especially if you're a movie buff like me. I'm not being sarcastic.
When people say movie buff or any kind of I'm this buff, I'm always thinking of a buff guy just doing it. Like I'm movie buff. I spend all my time in the gym just watching movies, lifting weights, watching movies, running, watching movies.
Buff, Scooby-Doo with Matt.
Oh god.
Takes the post, he's
Don't write it this way.
Oh dude, I have the Scooby-Doo movies are so great.
Hey Blake, something I think would be fun for y'all to do at least once every like a month maybe is during one of the episodes play a game of 7 Degrees of Separation using actors.
That's actually a really good idea.
That's one of my favorite things to do with people. As a matter of fact, when I'm bored, I ask people to do it because I typically can't find it unless people go out of their way to name really bad actors who have been in 2 movies.
Blake says he's got to bounce, grab some groceries, hop back on at like 20. Blake, we'll see you soon, buddy. I don't think there's any more questions I've missed. So here we are. Josh said bench pressing film canisters.
Man, that thing's being heavy.
You have the film canisters on a barbell and you just lifting them. You keep adding more film canisters onto the side. That'd be great. You don't know what 7 degrees of separation is? Basically, you find a way to connect an actor in one movie
got another trophy.
back around to another one. So you explain a little bit better. I know what it is, but
It's
you
like,
brought it up.
so you name an actor and you name another actor, and you have 7 movies or TV shows that you can tie them together. So, like, if somebody says, like, Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, you can say, like,
who was it?
Leonardo DiCaprio is in Wolf of Wall Street with Jonah Hill, and Jonah Hill is in, and you tie them together that way.
One of the go-to fun ones for a lot of people was
Darby's
Degrees of
Parnell.
Separation.
Gotta go to the another one. I think I have enough.
so many things.
Why do I keep thinking? Hey, I do.
All right, guys. Well, I think that puts it off as an end. So for everyone who has joined in to specifically watch episode 200. Remember, you can stick around, watch us stream the rest of Bloodborne. As Saul either continues to cheat.
Cheating at all.
It's not cheating, it's in the game. Or if you just want to see anything. He may end up doing the DLC.
It depends on what time. If I can get done by that ain't gonna be possible.
If you want to see me and Saul and now Andrew finally eat some turkey spaghetti as well, I want to end this episode. I want to let Saul continue to entertain you while I go and start the turkey spaghetti.
I'm gonna have a piece of it.
Saul opened my soft close thing.
See, that's why those things aren't cool.
Stop hitting it. I hate you. You're not my real mom. Anyway,
I wish.
Thank you guys so much.
Mama.
One thing I don't have pulled up right now, and I'm not going to stumble over. We don't have all of our patrons pulled up, but the thing is that if you're a patron of ours, you know it. You know we appreciate you. I don't want to sit there and name off some of the ones that immediately come to the head. We've talked about a lot of you throughout the podcast and mentioned you as you come up. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, most of what we do on this show is possible because of you guys, and that will continue to be the case. If you want to see some crazy stuff come up, then remember, if we get to $500 a month, then you can get sexy game time calendars where me and Saul will do scantily clad poses for video game stuff.
Hey, if you want to keep your balls nice and shaven, be sure to use our discount code SQRD at manscaped.com. It gets you 20% off and it gets you free shipping.
Also, we haven't had a chance to use it because, of course, some stuff has gone down. We're not going to get too much into it, but y'all know why we had to postpone originally.
Yes.
And thankfully to our sponsor, they were cool with it. They were okay with it, even though we just renewed. So, yes. Head over to manscaped.com, and remember you can use things like their absolutely fantastic lawnmower 3.0, great thing, light on it, rechargeable. Use it in the shower if you want to. If you want to not have, like in my case, if you don't want to have your daughter coming in seeing you just trimming your pubes, it's a conversation I don't want to have yet. So yeah, you have options. Also helps with cleaning it up. Also, rechargeable batteries are the bomb. Batteries are the worst.
They are, and I'll tell you this much. Their colognes are magnificent.
And look, it is the month of love. And
Yes.
you know what's great about love is that when you love people, you can buy them things to make them smell good and feel good about themselves.
I feel like if you've listened to us in the past and if you really loved yourself, you would have already picked us up on the offer. Because this is the perfect weekend, the weekend of love to have yourself clean shaven. So
it is. Now I'll tell you what. Saul put his money on the line early because he's a cologne man, right? And he bought the cologne.
I bought the cologne the second we became sponsored, so I can have an item that I knew I could be 100% unbiased on.
Yeah, money on the line. Now I'll tell you, out of courtesy, they have sent us both a canister of their cologne. I've not had a chance to use it.
Where's it at?
You want me to go grab it real quick?
Yes.
I'm gonna go grab it.
I
want
to see if it's the same cologne that I
Saul,
bought.
keep these people entertained so I can go get this nice gift from our sponsor.
I think they just have one, but yeah, y'all be sure to check it out. And Brett walked in front of me and I got hit for half my health. That's perfect. He's dead. Cool. So we're only like 3 bosses left, I think. I think I said 5 earlier and I took out 2. Yeah, that's the one reborn. As a matter of fact, we have Amidala, Erebritus, Final, Moon Presence, 4 bosses left. 5 bosses left. We still have Murgo.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here we are. You're gonna get some live feelings of how I feel about this, because like I said, I'm not typically much of a clone person. It's a nice box.
No, I'm looking at Twitch chat. That is a nice box.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, Mikolash. Why do I always forget him? So we do have 6 bosses left, but they're all quick bosses.
Oh, now, okay, first of all, look at this, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. You see it? Look. You see it? I'm going to do something real quick. You're going to see it for real. You ready? Look at that. Beautiful. You see that little holographic look? Oh, you see that. Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Look, open it up. It's a nice little side clasp. Look at that. Look.
Oh, no, that is different. Oh, wait, no, it is refined.
I feel like $1 million. Now, I'm going to tell you, like I said, I'm not much of a cologne person, so what I'm going to do right now.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's the same one I have.
I'm going to take an opportunity to finally smell what Saul has been saying he thought was something I actually wouldn't mind.
It's very manly, but it, like I can't.
But it's not as nearly as abrasive.
No, don't think I just. Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, here, smell it, Andrew. It really is a nice scent. It's like I get the scent, but it's not overpowering.
Like, my dad just Or Aspen.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about some.
Well,
Yeah.
see, that's my thing is I feel like most colognes overpower.
Yeah.
And Saul had mentioned that one of the things about this is like you put it on and you smell it, but you don't continuously you smell it in the way you want.
You put on enough where it will last.
And I'll do my little sensitive skin
You know what?
test. I'll tell you right now, like you'll see me by the end of the stream. I will. If this stuff was like my other stuff, I'd be breaking out here in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is really
this
is
is-
a nice looking product, man.
This is it. Like this is my favorite thing to wear. It's light enough that like I prefer to do 2 squirts, one on the front of my neck and one on the back of my neck, just so that you can smell me coming and going. So
You know what I'll tell you.
Always do them.
One thing I like about this, and I'm gonna really give it a try, is that I have a lot of stuff that my wife got me from the Beard Club over Christmas, specifically to handle my beard, and a lot of the scents are very in line with this in a way that's also not overblown. So I don't feel like this is a scent that would clash with everything else I've been starting to use.
that's what I really like about stuff like that is that like I use a Vino body wash and it's unscented. It says that, but it what unscented really means is that it just doesn't have an added fragrance. It still smells like oaty. So
Tea tree.
You got tea tree?
Stuff. Because that minty.
Oh yeah.
The mint stuff.
And you get the peppermint, which is supposed to help stimulate growth for hair, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so remember, guys, go check it out. If you're a big cologne person or if you're uncertain, I'll tell you right now, everyone who knows me in personal life knows that I'm not big on scents. I actually think I'm going to give that a try and see how I feel about it. Big thing about Saul too, I'm not worried about sensitive skin, but it's always something to keep in mind, and I know a lot of people with sensitive skin problems, like my wife being one of them, she can't wear a lot of perfumes. Because of that, she has eczema, and they can really react to her in crazy ways. So, same thing for me. That'll be pretty cool to see how this works out. Make sure it doesn't clash with my wife. I will update you guys. But head over to manscaped.com. Use code SQRD. Get 20% off that order and free shipping. And support the show. Support yourself. Your balls will thank you. Your wife will thank you.
your balls will thank you.
Everybody will thank you because you're going to be a nice smelling man like Saul coming and going.
I'm glad you looped that back. I was hoping I'd set you up pretty well. You want to put the game back on the big screen now?
I will put the game back on the big screen.
So for those that don't know, we are in the Nightmare of Mensis. This is in the nightmare of an estranged mind. Josh, I'm going to hit you up real quick. Is there a way to cheese Michael Lash so I don't have to run around the arena for 2 hours? He's so easy of a boss. It's just I can't stand how it is like chasing him.
Well, while we wait for that answer, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this off. We're gonna switch to a quick outro for everybody else for where this is ending, and then we're gonna come back to the stream. So we'll see you guys in just a second. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next week if you are listening to this in the past. Otherwise, stay tuned, and we'll keep hanging out with you guys in the chat
For in the future.
All right, we are back here. We're gonna see if we can let Saul see even more of the chat.
Yeah, that'll be helpful. If not, I might just scoot over. Well, I can't scoot over because my mic.
All it's gonna do is let you see more of chat.
He says, yeah, but I don't remember. Okay.
Y'all doing this?
What's up?
I don't think it take forever. Games with this.
Andrew, are you gonna decide to take up streaming?
I would stream Final Fantasy X.
Final Fantasy X?
Playing it the whole way through. I thought it would take forever because it's a long ass.
This game, I'll tell you right now, if you played this game for the first time, you take about 30 to 40 hours.
Hey, hold up. He says Brett never finished Bloodborne looking at all these trophies. I have beat Bloodborne. Regardless of what the things I didn't do within it. Credits rolled, and I beat the Moon Presence. I got 3 umbilical cords, so say what you will. I don't know. I beat the damn game. I told you I'm not going back and replayed it. I don't know that I've ever beat every boss in any game from a Soul series.
Stop running, you
I
fool.
know that's true of Dark Souls 3. There's a number of bosses I didn't get to because they weren't required. I like the games, but I'm not some self-professed Souls expert. I don't play the games like Saul where I come back to them constantly. I'm not like anybody else. I'm not like Corey who comes back and plays these constantly. I play them one time, roll credits on them, find where my part of them being done is, and just roll with it. So, take that, sir. I beat this game.
We'll see. Well, if that Moon Presence trophy pops, I won't.
If that Moon Presence trophy pops, that means that you're playing on a different account.
I'm calling you out.
I'll go show it to you right now.
I just finished.
There's nothing wrong with playing games over and over again. It's just I don't know. Yeah, I've been playing games over again lately. I mean, the last game I just got a platinum on was specifically South Park: The Fractured But Whole, a game I've played before. Came back around to and had a great time. Yeah. Oh yeah, when we lived together. Yeah. And I've replayed that.
You had so many laughs out of that game when it first came out.
Oh yeah, see, and whenever I went back and got the platinum on it, same thing. I just had a great time replaying it. I don't mind replaying games. It depends on what's going on. Watching Saul play this, it kind of makes me want to play it again. I'm actually trying not to pay too much attention, so that I get a little bit more of the stuff going on whenever I revisit it.
He happened to get all the hours on that. But, yeah, that's
Majestic.
Yeah, Final Fantasy X is your go-to.
So this is also the biggest meme boss fight that there has ever been in a Soul series, or one of them. Oh, you'll see him, because we'll be fighting him in about 30 minutes. Yeah, that's a fake trophy. He just showed me a picture of it.
Yeah, I just showed him a picture of the trophy in my thing that says Childhood's Beginning.
That's my PlayStation profile.
Sure it is.
Look at all those platinums.
Sure it is.
I have more platinums than you do.
Someday I'll get...
Oh no! I'm an idiot!
That's
I
why.
wasn't paying attention.
That's why.
I wasn't paying attention.
So his life came to an end.
I gotta stretch it.
Weak shit. We're gonna introduce you guys to the world of weak shit, which is our inner friend group thing, where when someone's just sucking it up in a game, or if you're doing a competitive game and you're whooping that ass.
Or you're going against each other.
That just took like
shit.
20 minutes. That just added like 20 minutes to this Let's Play. So that's like the third. Crash said, ha 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 ha, another death. Yeah, okay. How many has that been so far? Like 3? Come on, Crash. Why don't you?
Well, you going down 3 over the whole.
I'm gonna let.
This is not an easy game.
I'm gonna let.
Seriously, 10, I try not to die at all. Even like, if I wild out, okay, Monty, I'm gonna do that.
I'm not gonna get frenzied.
Like, you want to go?
I got hit by the jam. Oh, I'm dead.
See, is there a Dark Souls version of? I guess there's just the no death run. Is there a Dark Souls version of like the Nuzlocke challenge?
Cause like.
Or Pokemon.
Yeah.
Cause like Final Fantasy.
I guess it would just be not dying.
It's always Seymour.
Seymour is a butthole. It's second fight, right? Whenever he's got the 2 guards on each side of him.
Gag is worst.
Yeah.
Because he uses annihilation.
Come on, Spider.
He does.
That was rough.
Oh, what's her name?
Unaleska?
Unaleska.
Megadeth.
Yeah. Whew.
You don't have something to counter that, you're going to die.
It's been a hot minute since I played Final Fantasy X, but the Seymour fight where he keeps having those 2 guards, it's cool though, because if you have Yuffie set up the right way, then you can steal, and you'll steal the potion, and they can't auto potion anymore.
See, this is what happens when you're overconfident in a Souls game. It's because you didn't unlock the shortcuts, and then you have to run through all the little brothers again. I call these things little brothers. I don't know what they are, but look at him. He looks like he's standing in the doorway. He's like, "Is it my turn to play the Xbox?"
Looks like he got something stuck up his booty. Oh, he's walking.
He's not even hitting you.
He's a little tag along, like a little brother. I love my little brother.
All right.
Thanks. Y'all gotta go in there and cook those.
I'm gonna do that. Andrew, do you want to sit here and be part of the stream? You want to put the mic on you?
I'm dead again because I fell down the elevator that was all the way up.
Give everybody all the stuff that you don't know about this game.
I
don't know anything about this game.
Go ahead, Corey.
You're still here, buddy. I'm gonna go start the turkey spaghetti, so be ready for it.
Go ahead, buddy. Corey, laugh at me. I wasn't paying attention, and I didn't let I didn't let the elevator back up. Oh man.
And obviously you see what I'm playing.
Silver.
Yep.
On a modded PSP.
And it is amazing. And I'm probably going to have to charge it soon. Because I play it way too much.
I don't
know, I just like the graphics of this game though. It's actually pretty cool.
You should play it. It's a good game.
See, it's like the only problem I've ever had, like what y'all tell me too, is the whole play styles. Like sometimes I'm picky with that too.
Well, this is a third-person action-adventure game in a way. This is a game in which enemies can kill you almost instantly if you're not careful. And it's worth it for that, because once you learn how to master them... Like, look at that one little spider hit. He just took off like 1/5 of my health bar.
So what's the green port? Is that
That's
your
my stamina. Yeah, so like I'm sprinting down, so I have to manage that by not letting it drain all the way down.
Yeah.
Or it'll give me a little penalty where it takes longer to recharge. Move. And I'll end up getting Brett another trophy here in about 15 minutes or less. That's going to be the Blood Rock trophy.
Is this on his
Yeah.
profile? Or, I mean, not,
Yeah,
account,
it's PlayStation
account.
profile. See, this
which
is-
I've like every time I'm like when I'm on mine in general, I can see what y'all have accomplished with y'all's, and I was like, God, I need to get me some platinums.
Yeah, I don't have much. I did a very
Y'all
small
have way
stint
more than I do,
of trophy hunting.
which is like my legit goal since I've been telling you is to get platinum on 10. Because
Yeah.
that is gonna be my challenge.
Hey Josh, do you have a platinum on 10? I can't see. Man, left off and we go back to platinum. No, he doesn't. So, how long would that take you, Josh? Play Dark Souls, not Bloodborne. Don't listen to that crashed animal fool. We don't know him. He's just a troll that hops in our chat every now and then. Just play Dark Souls, not Bloodborne.
Yeah, I've heard of Bloodborne and all that too.
Crash, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm just kidding. What's our buddy Corey?
I see y'all have played. I've heard of
almost
pretty
have
much
it.
almost all the games that y'all have played.
How much do you think it took you to get it, Josh? The platinum, I mean. Oh, we're gonna go straight off to the boss room? Look at that.
He's talking about on 10.
Yeah. He said lies.
See, it's like the biggest challenge with that would be like the whole getting a chocobo race to 0 out. I feel like that would be a rough part.
the lightning.
Well, yeah, the lightning dodges. Because the closest I've ever got to the lightning dodges is maybe 50 in a row.
I was telling
That was rough.
I was telling Andrew about the guy the troll that comes in and bothers our Twitch chats that we don't know, named Crash.
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't know him at all. But just so the proof can be said, here's our ground turkey.
Do you know how to properly fry that up?
No, but I imagine it's a lot like ground beef.
How do you know if it's ready? Because it's gonna be gray already, isn't it? Like, what color do you look for? You better not make me sick.
Was he? I mean,
She's the lightning.
I don't
So there's an easy way to do the lightning in Final Fantasy X.
Gotcha.
Where did he run off to?
It's like I'm
Is he
always
already in his
perfectionist
hole?
in general with that. It's like no matter what, I always want to make sure I get Tice's last overdrive and all that.
He's not already down here. Where did he go? I hate this boss fight. This is one of my least favorite boss fights in the game just because how tedious it is. It's just running. Oh, where did you come from?
Is that who you're supposed to fight?
Yeah, that's the boss.
And he don't ever attack you or something, or?
No, he does. It's just he's an idiot. We're in his dream right now. And he's just gonna run from me and then run around. There has to be something to this boss fight that I can do to skip all this. I know there is. I just forgot what it is. He should be heading right here in a second.
Yeah.
It should send me to his arena. You asshole. He ended up going left.
So wait, now you just lost him, or?
Yeah, I just gotta run around till I find him again. Which I think I should have looked at the cheese before we did it, just to cut this stupid boss fight down in half. There he is. Come here. Like, I can hit him, and if I hit him, he uses something called a hunter's bone, which is like a teleport tool, and then runs away. Yeah, there is a specific way to hurry it up. I don't know what it is. I feel like if it's like going to the boss room before he does. Here's the first boss room we'll go into. And he just runs out of it. Oh no, that's right. He's gonna throw the cage down. Yeah. So now at least we're there. I just gotta go upstairs. I hate these puppeteers. They're so annoying.
Did you just tell me that she ran into my buddy Carl and them?
Uh-huh.
The one that always ghosts me about playing ball?
Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna drop down to the actual chat room. I mean, not chat room, but what was he?
See, it's like, do you, I'm trying to think of what it's called, the standard sphere grid or the other sphere grid? Which one do you run normally? What's his name? Josh?
Josh.
Josh. He's like, I first got on to Final Fantasy X because of my stepbrother.
Yeah.
He brought it over when he was living with us at my dad's on PlayStation 2, and I just got hooked. It was all about the story. Like, I just...
When I first got a PS2, the box art looked cool.
Yeah. That's how, like, because of him and a friend of mine that burned me a CD, is the whole reason I got on to Linkin Park back in the day.
Yeah.
Or even ever heard of Evanescence or anything.
That's how I got a Linkin Park because of a kid at school. That's the wrong way. This area is annoying. He says he does standard.
Yeah, that's me. I prefer the standard because, I don't know, it's just me being biased about, like, I like to do it kind of like the original. That's even with the arranged music, I still do the normal music.
Go get Brett his Blood Rock trophy.
But I'm a straight grinder. I grind all the time off Final Fantasy X. Which Saul and them give me hell about on Pokemon as well.
Yeah, he before he gets to the first gym, he'll have like a level 20 or 30 already.
Like, I don't know, it's just like I grind so much in games. That's why I was like, I don't know if it would be good me playing it on this because I really wouldn't need to grind. You just play it straight through, I guess?
No.
Or do you grind?
Every enemy you kill gives you, see the top right corner? The one that has like a little triangular little thing?
Yeah.
That's called your blood echoes? Oh no, I'm dead. I'm not. Your boy has survived. And you have levels in this game. I did a glitch that allowed me to level up till pretty much all I needed. And you have stats in this game so that you choose what stats you want to level up. And certain weapons require certain stats, like right
what
here.
What are thoughts on Final Fantasy X2?
See, like this right here.
Finished it. See, I've actually never finished Final Fantasy 2 or X2. Like, I've actually started playing it some also just to actually do something different other than 10. And I don't know, it's just kind of keeping with the story, I guess. This one thing I have to learn is like that.
Yeah. But right here, you have your character, and then like.
Oh, you're level 115.
Yeah. And honestly, I could probably be level 125.
What's the highest level?
999 technically.
Oh, so
you would never get there.
Yeah.
Because like every time you level up, of course, your echoes increase, or your souls or whatever increase to level up to the next level. So then you're just gonna, it'll take you forever. Like this isn't a game where you would really stand around and grind enemies for hours. You
Yeah.
could do it for a little bit, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So, on Jonathan's that he does his stream,
Yeah.
does he play game or does he just talk?
I think he plays games and talks, but I think most of the time he just talks.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I know he's been playing Minecraft lately. Now we'll go take our weapon to +10, and then we have Amidala, Arabitas.
Someone.
Congrats on 10th episode. Who is that?
Drago.
Oh! Hey! Thank you, Josh. Oh, be honest. How did you level up so fast? He missed out on that. I told him there's ways that you can level up so fast. That should be a trophy there. Yep, weapon master.
Just like made me think.
Oh wait, I got
you just got. Made me think like how y'all got this set up and everything. Like one day I would actually like to do that out at my house
Yeah.
because I have that building out back.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that would be good for it or not. Which we don't use it for anything
Well, it takes a lot of patience.
other than storage. Like as much time as sometimes we can actually use to get off work, I can build in there.
Yeah. It takes patience.
Cause like I like this. I like
Build
how
up.
he has this done.
All these beautiful people. I keep pointing at the computer, but I'm pointing at chat. Y'all are chat. But yeah. So now we got a +10 weapon. We got. I picked up a warm bloodstone gem. That's my last gem that I need for my weapon socket. So we're done. Like all I got to do now is go through and kill Amidala here. That's what I want to do now. And then we have a Proudest and the Celestial Emissaries, which are we're both kind of joke fights. And then we'll have 2 more bosses. So we're still at 5. I miscounted. I forgot Mikolash when I said 5 earlier, so we have 6. But we have Murgo. That's how I keep forgetting. But honestly, they're all quick, and I'm pretty much just going to be speedrunning through these areas to get to the bosses. Yeah, it's just, I know wherever all these bosses are, and I know exactly how to navigate through these. So I'm just going to run.
So you know what? When your blood was on your blade for a little bit or something?
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me think of the blood sword or tactics.
Yeah.
In a way.
And that's what
I'm like, does it when you get life back or?
No, as a matter of fact, when there's blood on my sword like that, it drains my life, but it does more damage. So like
drains your life, but does more. Kind of like how I know I'm referring back to Pokemon, but using
drains life to do damage. I don't know what that would be.
The orb. I can attack someone, but it.
Oh, attack orb. Yeah.
Because you get out of.
Because it's just called attack orb, isn't it?
I'm trying to remember what orb it is, because I always put it on my Dragonite.
I thought it's just called attack orb. Does anybody in chat know about Pokemon?
Because I have the multi-skill. It's some. I can't remember what it is.
I wish chat was closer. Oh, just like. No! Hello! Maybe. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
I'm trying to remember what item is, so now I'm having to Google it just to look.
Is Valhalla any good, Josh? I've been kind of wanting to pick it up, but I don't know how well it is. Not English, but how fun it is. It's your fave. Oh, Jigglypuff is your fave. I'm over here reading chat and running into tombstones. Oh, I just now saw Brett's in there on the other Nitec on his thing. Hey Josh, if Brett makes me sick because it's turkey spaghetti, I'll come find you. Yeah, it's over 130 hours of gameplay. I don't know if I could do that.
Let's see what this says. As soon as I see what the item is, I'll know exactly what it is.
Is it? Because I think there's attack orb.
I think it's life orb.
Life orb. I knew it was something simple. It's like not an interesting name or anything. Get up on the thingy.
Because I think that's what I put on my Dragonite, because I have him as adamant. He's almost fully IV'd, and I can just run through those things.
Josh, you say, "Oh, stop," but I ain't gonna stop trying to come find you if I get sick. I like spaghetti. I like turkey though. Look at this. Look at this guy.
Good God.
Oh, that's definitely. So if I refer to like Lovecraftian stuff, just picture stuff like this.
Is that hair? Or is that spikes?
I'm pretty sure it's hair. It's just really coarse hair. Yeah, he needs to use a lawnmower. You're not wrong. I hate the camera angle on this boss fight.
Did you go buy the Lovecraft one out?
Yeah, the one at Barnes & Noble that day.
Because I feel like that'd be just a good collector thing for you in general.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Oh, it is. I hate the camera angle for this boss fight. It's such a stupid, simple boss fight.
See, the way it looks like the only way you'd be able to tackle is when he goes down.
I think we should kill him. No, just a little bit left. That's okay. Whack.
That thing's huge, though.
Yep. Super easy.
And that one was called Amygdala?
Amygdala, yeah.
Amygdala.
And Brett never... Y'all see how much of this game Brett didn't play?
Chalice of Ailing Orange.
Look, that's 2 trophies. I just got him like 4 trophies. This man's a poser.
This won't platinum. His will it?
No. He'll probably...
Can you hear you saying that?
I don't know. He might be able to hear me say that. He will, he'll still need...
He's playing Pokemon Blue. I actually have the original Blue version, but it does not work.
I have red version. Mine does work. My battery didn't die yet.
But I bought me a PSP that is fully modded, and I have all the games now.
I would bet that the last trophy in this game that Brett would need would be not that's the other endings, because if he already beat Moon Presence, he'll just need 2 more, and then he'll probably need Princess Yarnum or Queen Yarnum.
Yeah.
Which, how easy is that to check? Actually, I don't want to do that just in case.
Boy, it's getting cold though.
I know.
When I got here, I was like, "Oh, bro, open the door quick, because I'm a bit chilly out there."
My feet are still cold right now. We're just gonna run up this little tower real quick. Avoid all these bad guys.
Queen Yarman saves. Saves come in.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, Queen Yarnum, and then yeah, you
Yarnum.
Yeah,
That's what Yarnum.
then you can save scum him. I just don't know. He said he's gonna play it again soon, or he wants to. So I'm not gonna worry about doing that. I don't think. I'll let him earn his own trophies. Get out of my way. This area is quick. It's just I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to see it with how dark this TV screen is. I might actually have to go off of the actual preview over there.
Yeah, I thought about eventually taking pictures of how Brett's got this done and show it to Layla and all that. And I'd be like, this would be what I would want.
Yeah,
It'd be like my sanctuary to get away.
that's what my game room is at home.
Because I'm like, other than playing ball on the weekends, that's my only other getaway. It's like,
Yeah.
I get into my games and you will not hear a word out of me a lot of times. That kept me out of trouble as a teenager. But it's
What point?
for playing this long, and I was like, do you get tired or something like that? Or like
No, my neck kind of hurts, but other than that,
over your eyes or anything like that? Not really.
No, yeah. Like my neck hurts just from the angle I'm sitting at.
It's like if I ever use some of my vacation time, I would like to see if I could beat 10 in like the whole time I'm off.
You should use your vacation time to play Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah. Because I really hadn't decided if I want to use that some of my hours for that day I took off. Because technically I still have 60 hours I can use.
I still have like 20, I think, total. I said 10 the other day. I'm like, no.
I don't know. I think that was messed up. I'm not letting you.
I could have done it if I wanted to.
Hey, I didn't have no problem with it because you know I'm gonna pick up the slack anyways.
Well, my thing is I think I'll end up doing it on like Thursday.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I probably will do it on Thursday. That'll probably be the day that'll be the hardest to get for me to get to work with the rain, the snow and stuff.
Well, so either way, just let me know.
Yeah. Where's that? There's one more werewolf. There he is. I was like, there's one more creepy werewolf. This area, I don't remember. There's one, you can go left or right to get the key for the orphanage. Is it right?
Different turkey spaghetti, he had a different colored bell peppers.
Hey, what?
Different colored bell peppers.
Brett doesn't like vegetables.
And one guy, someone said he's waiting for this.
What?
Wait for the smoke alarm.
Oh, Matt said that? Yeah.
Well, I found one of the that's I'm gonna call that one Thunders. Cause it had a little floating cloud thing.
Yeah, that thing, them things are, I'm so confused. This is a Cosmic Watcher, yeah, Watcher badge. So it is on the other side. So it is on the left side downstairs. Yes. I'll have to remember that. I can never remember that for some reason. Just one of those things that I always end up making the same mistake.
Losing insight.
I am losing insight. Not losing insight for where he was at though. I know he was there. I have 65 insight. That's crazy. Is the max you can get 99, Josh? I think I've done that before, but I don't remember what it is. Actually, you know what? I don't need to go that way.
The secret is Brett is just standing in there watching his wife cook the spaghetti.
You know his wife is in there. Who said that? Because they're right.
Crash.
Right. And Casey, yeah, Hannah's in there. Oh, they got me.
But who's Casey?
Make contact with the great one. If this was like an actual Saw place, I would. But what does it get you? The eye rune? Like the third eye rune that you can get? Because you get one from killing Willem, and there's one more. But Casey's our buddy from
That ain't
Henderson.
I was gonna say that ain't the Casey I know then, is it?
No, I don't think you've ever met him.
Well, actually, I've never met him. I've just heard about him. Other than listening to Brett's music.
He said another death. When did I die? When did I die? Y'all just end up eating PB&J. You know what?
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I love some PB&J.
Eric, please don't ever spell your name like that again. Oh, Corey. I don't know why I keep calling you Casey. That's my first time I ever saw him in real life. I was like, what's up, Casey? And I was like, wait a second here. That's not his name. My bad, boo. Look, I got, do not hate, I'll hate. I got my honey beard back, Casey. Corey! Whoops. I don't know what it is about that. But Corey,
For a while, everybody calling me your brother.
Nah, Corey calls me Honeybeard.
Because they would call me Seth all the time at work.
Yeah. Y'all look alike when y'all are standing really far, like.
But he didn't have facial hair at that time either, though. Which I don't think I did.
This boss fight's annoying, but it's super easy.
Celestial Emissary.
Aliens. Isn't it this one right here? What is going on with my controller? Nothing. Oh! There he is. Come here.
Was that the main one? Oh.
Yeah, he transformed into a little big alien. But he's good. That boss is the easiest boss in the game.
And it's that.
Hey!
There's no trophy. Was it that?
Y'all better.
I figured the bosses would be even harder, though.
Y'all rag on Brett for this. All the trophies. A Call to Beyond, that's an arcane spell. Pretty good one. I think it requires 50 arcane to use, though. I don't have 50 arcane. Oh, my goodness gracious. Actually, you know what? If I ever do a Saul's Place for this again, which I might do an arcane build. That's a fun build. It's not overpowered like this is, though. Ooh, what? That's Proudest. Oh, goodness gracious. This one's also kind of a pushover boss, but it's meant to be. This is the
cool.
This is the great one you're supposed to feel sorry for. Him or her and Rom. He has a bogus HP pool. Is it ready?
Time has come, boys.
No, that turkey's undercooked. There's not enough time to cook that turkey.
Time has come, and so have I.
I'll say I am in the process of dying.
Was that Hannah? Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah.
I know. I was gonna say tell her that I saw that thing that she made. It was actually pretty cool because I was very tempted to buy something like that for Layla.
I've gotten you like 5 trophies in like the past 10 minutes.
Thanks, man. Are you doing the DLC?
No. So this is another boss you never went through?
I guess, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I beat the Celestial Emissaries.
Hey. I think it's calling me Casey all the time just due to us being both of us being vocalists.
You know what? That might be it. I called Corey Casey again.
Well, you used to call Casey Cody as well.
Yeah,
It's okay. You have the mic for a second.
Okay.
it's the same. It's just
Take
C
the mic
name.
and
It smells good.
You tell the man what you think of both my cooking and turkey spaghetti as a whole.
I've ate your cooking before.
I'm not that.
You should have made me. Hold up. You should have made me your pizza lasagna thingy.
Oh, I would love to make that for you next stream.
Look, another.
Hey, wait till the day he
Oh, 2 more trophies actually.
Oh, but was this a challenge?
No, it's just a trophy.
For unlocking the challenge? I got
So
it.
that happened with the Omnigala boss fight earlier. You got that and it.
I like it.
First of all,
I'm going to tell you. Cooking turkey is odd. Brown turkey specifically. Because unlike beef, it is not really made to crumble. So it's really hard to get to.
he said put it to the camera.
Oh. Josh did?
Look, I'm not gonna lie, that tastes
that
better
who
than
Gargo
ground
is?
beef spaghetti.
That does not taste better than ground beef spaghetti. It's not bad though. I mean,
Josh, I think you converted me.
I don't know what else you want.
So when you're doing your stream stuff, do you go by your tag on your game system, or do you create a whole new tag?
It depends on what you want to do and what's available.
Because I feel like if I put mine on there, then I am gonna have a lot of Texas people give me hell.
Yeah.
Because
But that's up to
obviously
you, man.
Oklahoma.
That's up to you.
But other than that,
Controversy can sometimes bring viewership.
yeah. Especially when that game comes around.
What sauce is this?
Garlic, tomato, basil.
For who?
Presto. Presto's pretty good. I didn't want to go up to, what do you mean? That's fine, Saul. I didn't want to spend $18 on something I didn't know if I was going to like. Sorry, I'm not a bougie man like you, with a wife with a full, normal, steady income, and a child.
What's what is mine? Well, actually, my tag is not Sooners on there, and that's my email.
I almost bought
My
Great
tag-
Value.
Oh, man.
My tag
So be
on
thankful.
PlayStation is cat032007.
My go-to sauce is Rouse. Homemade. It's really good.
It is. That has the toasted stuff in it, like the
But
toasted garlic.
it's also $6.
And the main reason it's that is because
This was
Captain
40.
America's my favorite.
Now, is this
Marvel
Prego or
character, so-
Presto?
Oh, Prego.
Okay.
Sorry. I said Presto, didn't I? It's
Look.
Prego.
One day I will stream and figure that out.
I was gonna say I've never heard of Presto. Is that like the Kmart version of Prego?
See, if I cook,
Here we are, Margot.
Margo.
Brett wouldn't.
Margot?
Like,
Oh,
Margot.
Margot? Oh, that was Margot's.
Brett
right there.
wouldn't like it if I cooked because majority of my stuff's spicy. And I don't want. I don't want to
You
get
make
you.
everything spicy even if it's not supposed to.
Oh, I got you your blood rot, by the way.
Thanks, man.
I feel like I'm not doing enough damage. What's going on here?
But you know what that looks like with the wings? Hellboy 2.
Help! You talking about the elf?
The angel, or the angel of death, close to the end.
Okay. I pick up what's putting now.
Because she had the wings and the eyes.
What is going on? That's not enough
All right.
damage.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need to send you a link. You know what you need to type in? You need to type in patreon.com/Nartech. All you got to do, one more time, patreon.com/Nartech. If you see it looking like, hey, Andrew, lean in the frame a little bit more. Towards me.
Oh, towards you.
Yeah, if you want it to look like I'm trying to lick Andrew's nipple, that's fine. Just go to patreon.com/Nartech.
Oh, that actually just reminded me. I gotta go get the last umbilical
You had to say it
cord.
like that.
Sensual.
You know what, Josh? I'm not gonna lie.
I had to help a friend of mine move some stuff yesterday.
That's a good. That's
They were
good.
joking around when I took my hat off and saw that my hair and all that. His girlfriend's like, "Why does y'all's hair look so good?" I was like, when I had my long hair, I had this woman come up in Walmart and start playing with my hair, and it was so weird. I was like, I hope she had washed her hands.
Think about that in COVID era.
Oh no, I went to the wrong one. What's chat saying? I can't see it from here that well now.
I don't know. I don't think my phone's up to date.
Yeah, I was about to say it.
Saul's delirious. You're delirious.
What am I delirious for?
It
It says leave Yarnum alone. She's been through enough.
Oh yeah, I forgot this guy breaks out the window.
Josh said no. Get it away.
How was the bottom of my spaghetti cold?
I don't know. I just put it into the bowl. Directly out of the hot pan. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe
Andrew,
just
next
go
time
with
I have to
the
get a
bowl.
third mic so you can come to the bullshit.
I got you.
How much were
Hey,
these
I don't
again?
mind. Like,
Saul's delirious, liking turkey spaghetti.
No, it's good. I like turkey though.
This beautiful mic that was provided to us by our patrons. Thank you. Also, Josh, welcome to the patron fold. $20 on Amazon.
That's pretty good
Not bad.
for streaming stuff.
Because I honestly,
specifically.
as much as she goes on and hangs out with her friend, I'm like, I might as well come over here and hang out with y'all all the time.
There's no reason not to.
Because like, I'm like, I don't mind watching y'all play or anything, even just chit chat.
I can't see where I'm going.
Are we going to start doing an every other week stream?
No.
Saul's like, no, I need more time to sit alone in my house.
Uh-huh. I don't say
Because the
alone,
only
say
thing I
with
would
my
be
wife.
doing at the house
I can't see where to go. I
would be watching TV and
Hold on.
playing a game at the same time.
Okay.
You
with her
notice
here.
that Saul said he sits with his wife, but then he also says he never spends time with her. So which
When
one
did I
is
say
it, Saul?
that?
Which one is it? You
I'm
said
sorry.
earlier. You said you can't do the DLC because.
No, I said because I haven't spent time lately.
They don't like to answer my text
Hold
when
on.
I catch a
I'm
shot.
stealing this from you right now.
That's fine.
I can't
Crash. What is your dinner? If I'm gonna be jealous of it, I've got to know what it is. So, what is your dinner?
30 burger. Dude, is this not the room I'm supposed to be in? It's not. I'm an idiot.
He says Valentine's dinner, about to drop paycheck. What does that mean? You're gonna spend your entire paycheck on one dinner? What the hell do you have around you that's that much money?
That would be.
Andrew, if you'd like to say anything, you can lean into my nipple anytime that you want.
Oh yeah.
I hope that picked up on the mic.
I always lean into his nipple. Oh yeah, y'all look at this.
Blake said, I'm beginning to think Saul isn't even married.
Look at my wedding ring.
Hold up. That's the first thing I've eaten all day. Oh, you don't even have your wedding ring on?
No, I lost it.
Oh,
It
yeah, I
popped off
remember
my
that.
finger.
You know what I ate earlier? Half a.
Half a pizza. That's classic Andrew right there. You know what? Classic Brett used to be an entire pizza by myself. That is not true anymore.
That's classic wine drunk Saul.
You know what else is classic? Not probably wine drunk, because I don't think you were wine drunk, but classic bourbon drunk maybe. Are you not bourbon? What is your thing? Fireball's whiskey, isn't it?
Fireball.
He likes makers.
Not Maker's Mark. That's what I meant. Sorry. Fireball's what you used to always talk about.
I'm the fireball.
Of course, because you like spicy shit. Of course, that would be your
And my
answer.
crown.
Yucky.
This man, first of all, you want to know what he said he's eating?
What is that?
Filet mignon lobster lamb. What even is that?
What is that?
That's 3.
So are you telling me
They
is
got
this-
they got lamb meat from a lobster?
So hold on, is it bacon wrapped lobster? Or is it bacon wrapped steak with lobster in it somehow and put inside of lamb? What is it? I need to know.
I gotta go pee real quick before the final boss fight. What is all that shit?
You're almost to the final one?
Oh, it's probably leaves and debris.
It's from my big boy Vashua.
I'll be right back.
He's okay. He's got a cut paw and it's infected because his key won't stop licking it. Oh, it's 3 courses. Filet mignon, lobster, and lamb. Use the fucking comma, genius. If you're going to ask, you calling me a fool and you don't even know how to use basic punctuation?
I don't think I can eat all 3 of those, and I eat a lot.
It's lamb wrapped in lobster is what Josh said. That would actually be, if you just start having lobster wrap thing. Oh yeah, this is filet mignon lobster.
It's like, as much as I go to the gym right now, because I eat so
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not going with
I don't blame you. That's the thing about getting into a relationship. It's like, damn, I have to pay for someone else sometimes.
the reason I get to eat the rest of the pieces, because she hates some of it. I only got half of it.
Crash says the comedy here is that I'm the one with an English degree. You are, and yet, this is what you send me. Now, I want you to tell me something, Crash, because I know you remember it. On Facebook, many moons ago, probably about 5 years ago, I wrote basically an essay response about a stripper who's having to put her boyfriend through rehab, and that he's working towards being a better person, and then at the end of it all, she finds him dead in an alleyway, and I can't remember the whole story I came up with. It was literally on the fly. Sometimes my brain is hyper. So you tell me, how well was that written? Because I don't have an English, I don't have a degree in anything, spoiler alert. But that comment, I feel like, was written very well. Do any of us have a degree? I don't think so. No.
Oh?
No. If anything, I think I'm the only one that... Oh, I went 2 semesters. Hi, bitch. I got the most college of us all. I am what we call educated.
Yeah, y'all are way more heavy than me. Which I'm not bad.
Oh my god. So I know you don't know the comment exactly, but he said, dude, it was actually really good. Hell, I wrote a song around that story. It's a story worth writing a song around. I don't blame you. That's exactly what we should be doing. I knew that, Josh. You have a degree in audio engineering. Speaking of which,
Josh,
Josh Ayers.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
He has worked in a studio as far as I'm aware. I have a song I'm working on right now that I'm really trying to dial in what I need to do mastering-wise. I'm still learning a lot. I mean, you heard the EP. Most of that was mixed by me and then sent off for like small tweaks and master from another person. But I do feel like the EP sounds good, and I'm proud of that. But I'm really trying to see if I can do everything on this new song by myself. So I may end up having to hit you up.
Hey, how do I go about saves coming, Josh?
Oh, for the other.
Yeah, because I'll go ahead and get you the other 2 trophies you're missing for the save, and all you'll probably need after that is acquire all special hunter tools. That one's rough. Hunter weapons. Oh, actually, no, that's not rough. That's rough. That's Hunter's.
Old Hunter's Essence.
Wait, no, that's.
Is that even from this game, or is that from the?
That's from the DLC. This is why is it showing me DLC trophies? How do I go to the full-on Bloodborne?
Go to my badge over there, and then hit trophies. I don't like that you can't look at an individual game's trophies anymore.
Okay, so.
And then you can hit square.
I know.
And do not
Yeah, I know. Those are the endings.
Don't you miss when you could just hit square? Now you have to hit options and then show hidden information.
That's clean. Weapons.
For as much as we said the PS5 is good, and it is, they took some big steps back in UI. I really wish they hadn't.
They did. Yeah, you only lack you only lack 6 trophies, 1 being the platinum. But just in case, if you want to play this again, we won't go ahead and save scum. Unless he's talked to. Cloud save or USB?
That's what it really is.
How do you cloud save?
You just upload your save to the cloud and then don't let it overwrite.
Okay, so we need to go to settings.
Yeah, go up. It's at the well, you have to go back to the home screen.
Yeah, and you got to hold to do that. Huh. Blake,
Listen.
don't you do it.
He's probably already told him.
This is what I was talking about. This is how annoying this is. On a normal PS4 home screen, you hit R1 and it takes you to your library. You hit R1 here, it goes to media.
I knew that was going to happen.
It's annoying.
I don't mind because I never did that.
Well, now you got to scroll all the way over there. Because can you even do it backwards? Nope. But you got to think about it. I have a lot of digital games installed. So to go to my library, I got to sit there and hold it for 6 seconds of my life that's gone. Storage. Is it in storage? No.
Saul is so worried about his personal time for someone who has no responsibilities.
I don't. Copy your. Okay, so cloud storage.
Yep. You want to upload. So actually, what you're going to do is
Save data. No.
It would be PS4.
Yeah, cloud storage.
And then you would want to
Auto upload.
Well, auto upload's different. Yeah, I guess you can just go there and. Here, let's just put it on my USB drive. My thing's right here. I'll go do it.
You're gonna plug it in up there? What? Oh. What is that you're gonna have to unplug the headset?
Yeah.
That's fine. We're not using it.
That's where I say like how you shows your trophies and all that. I was like, pray nobody goes and looks at mine because it is embarrassing.
Mine's not embarrassing, but I could definitely do it. USB drive. Copy to console storage. What if I want to copy from?
It'd be like the day I decide to stop playing ball and everything. That'd be
See,
when
you
I'd
can do
start
the
trying to get more
active
trophies.
If you want to be copyrighted, you need an updated version.
I always get sidetracked.
That's fine. Yeah, I can close.
Like I'll play a game for a while, then I'll stop playing and play something else.
Yeah, that's not that uncommon.
So okay.
Oh, this is stuck.
So I could go. Okay, now that I've copied, I could beat it,
Yep, and it's going to be locked in on my USB drive in general.
and then I could go and retrieve it from there.
Yep.
Oh, that's only intro.
People have been saying for a long time that they want a. He said there are no embarrassing trophies. It's true.
Oh, since I quit out, this will be the one time that message actually means something. Where it says don't quit out or you may end up losing progress.
Let's give you some perspective real quick. You ready?
Okay.
Crash said 6 seconds. I'd kill for an extra 6 seconds. Shit, I've been working on stuff the entire time I've been watching this. So I think
I've been working on being a better human being.
So we can continue.
My buddy Andrew does indeed have good old Southern drawl. That's just
Who said that?
Blake.
Hope that one.
You can't.
Okay,
I
so
remember one time you joking around with me saying that you wish I could go into a little bit of your music with the way I talk.
if that's the case, okay. So what I'll do is I'll do this ending first, which is a cool ending.
It's like, I guess I'm so used to my voice, I never. Because I'm so different.
Yeah, that's true across the board.
That
though.
armor is so sick.
You ready, Andrew? You want to witness it?
It's one of two endings you'll see here.
I gotta check my Patreon, by the way. I haven't done it yet. We gotta see if we have a new patron or not. My boy.
That thing was big.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. That's a cool screenshot to have right there.
Like
Look at it, Brent.
Like
Oh.
like on your phone. Was that your character?
Yeah.
You just killed him.
Yeah.
What the hell? How are you supposed to be the final boss now?
Oh, you'll see.
You ready?
Are you gonna be resurrected?
No.
Sweet Jesus.
What?
The description for this trophy is really cool.
Well, this is a trophy I have, right?
No.
Oh, I've never done anything
Yeah.
but the
true ending. Yeah.
You're right. I've actually never seen any of this.
The Demon Souls ending. That's how you become the old one to be in Demon Souls.
Yeah, I've never seen this one. I mean, isn't that you're just kind of repeating the cycle?
No.
Oh, actually becoming.
You end the dream.
Yeah, and you wake up.
Now, wouldn't it be cool to go through Yarnum in daylight like that?
That would actually be a sweet mode to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for fun. And you become just another grave in the Hunter's Nightmare.
That makes me think of the one thing y'all told me that I used to say. Wander.
What's that?
Because Red.
Oh, Red.
Red.
I say Wander. Or Yeller.
You know what gets me? The thing about Andrew that gets me the most is that this man looks me dead in the eyes, right?
Yarnum Sunrise.
And you know what this man says to me? This man says to me, I gotta go to the Walmarts.
Look at this cool ass description. You lived through the hunt and saw another day. That's the coolest.
This man makes going to Walmart a plural. He's going to more than one Walmart, but he's actually not.
It can't be worse than my dad.
I need to end this game. Hold on.
My dad makes it so weird.
What?
The whole little thing sign. I'm going to Walmart.
Okay, so now I should be able to go to.
Now you've got to go and
settings.
delete the save that's currently there
So
and upload the new one.
how? Okay, you're gonna have to walk me through that one because I've only done this once.
Go to storage or whatever it is. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
Console storage. No, it's not storage. It's gonna be save data.
yeah, it's save data. And then you're going to go to save data PS4 because it's a PS4 game. Go to the console storage, yep. And go to delete. And then just delete the Bloodborne one that's right there.
And then just.
And now go back and go to copy USB drive, copy to console. And then pull that one in.
Failed. No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, okay.
Alright, so this is going to be the true ending to the game. Everyone says Kroger's. Oh yeah, because it's Kroger. It's not plural. It's like, what else is there? There's another, what other stores that people say plural, but it's not a plural store?
I would never know that one because I really never paid attention ever when I've been drunk or something like that to know if my accent gets deeper.
I forget about that, and actually I know that to be true. Crash said that his wife is from Tennessee. When she gets drunk, the draw gets intense.
Tennessee!
And it does.
You're the only 10 I see, Crash.
The few times that I've seen Jess very drunk is very funny.
Okay, so here's something interesting about this boss fight. My weapon drains 1 HP a second, right?
Sure.
The Moon Presence has attack that will instantly put you to 1 HP.
Oh, this
So
is all you had to do, right? You just have to go through and submit your life or refuse. These are the only two endings.
The
Yes.
first one was submit your life.
And then the third ending is if you've eaten all the umbilical cords.
What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the
This man comes into this game like a Smash Brothers characters.
I love one. I love
A new
Well, no,
challenger.
Walgreens is plural. Isn't there an S at the end of Walgreens?
Australian accent. That's
Oh boy, yeah. See, that's the thing is that Josh has an unfair advantage. Oh, I guess but he doesn't, right? Because to him, the Australian accent is the only accent,
Yeah.
or for around him at least. So you end up being the thing. I don't want to be wrong, actually. Josh, is there like multiple different accents within Australia?
Has
so
anybody
that you see
called-
someone, you're like, oh, that he's from like this area of Australia.
Has anybody called you a bogan? That's like a That's like a not gangster, but that's like a troublemaker in Australia, isn't it, Josh? Am I right on that? Like a punker, like a punk.
I didn't know that.
That's why I figured. Is it specifically? Is it mainly accents, or is it more like dialect alongside a little bit of an accent?
I hate him so much.
Redneck? We have that down here as well, bro. Here comes death number
Most
4.
importantly, what accent is Alana Pierce?
Yeah, what accent is Alana Pierce? Because I like that one.
So is this the final boss?
Yes. For all intents and purposes, yes. You thought he gave it that 2-hitter combo, no sir. He's just annoying because he jumps around and he has a stupid gun.
Looks like he goes into this one.
Ooh. I will die on move presence because I forgot the read to know when he's going to put me at 1 HP. And if he does that move, I'm instantly dead. It's an insta kill for my character because I will be draining 1 HP from my sword. I want to say he like grabs his face or something, but I can't remember what it is exactly.
A bogan's a redneck.
Okay.
Crash the animal used ad permitted term. Bogan, redneck.
What?
Hold on. Crash is our admin, isn't he? I forgot about this. I'm sure it got flagged as wrong. Blake says Alana Pierce's accent, sexy. That's her accent.
Uh-huh.
See, the thing is that, like I said, Josh is in an area where it's used to, but Saul and I think Andrew both have the Australian accent on their Google
Yes.
voice for automation, for driving assistance and all that stuff.
I hate that attack. I can't ever tell where it's going. Yeah, that's Garmin.
Alana has the southern one, which is what I have. There is a northern and western as well.
Talk dirty to me, Josh.
Ooh, that what? That makes sense. Crash said I have the Irish accent for for Siri instant shove. Also, Crash, pull me up. Tell me if I'm right. You're our admin, and you had to go in and actually say that him using that term was correct or okay. Did it try auto bumming it off? Look, we're trying to learn about culture over here. Twitch, stop bringing us down. You're harshing my vibe.
I'm
Twitch.
trying to learn about Alana Pierce. I'm dead. Yep.
Hey, death number 4. Somebody called it. Yeah.
He's annoying, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm not doing as much damage as I should be.
Jason would also have the southern one. Jason who?
Death 4.
Called it.
I'm gonna snap your neck, Corey.
Is Josh
Call
Drago
Casey
still
this
around? Because I got to say something that I think he's going to like. But I'm not going to say it until I know he's around.
I want to see Corey get to this game with only 4 deaths. Actually, there's gonna be 5 in a second, but I want to see Corey get to this game with only 4 deaths.
He said, bring it, bitch.
Actually, no, he didn't. Yeah, he did.
Oh, Clendenning. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I guess I thought you were talking about someone famous.
I didn't know he's from
Jason,
Australia.
Jason Clendenning is famous for being one of our patrons.
Yes.
Um,
I heard he gets hounded at Walmart, or not Walmart, Bogey Mart for autographs.
Drago said he's here. Drago, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's important.
The turkey spaghetti was pretty good.
I did not hate the turkey spaghetti.
I'd make that.
I would rather eat.
Just drool.
I would rather eat personally normal. I shouldn't even say normal. That's unfair. Ground beef spaghetti,
I should be transforming.
but that wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I like about the turkey spaghetti is like I feel like I could throw a jalapeno in there and it not taste like it wouldn't taste bad.
Oh, Matt Green says, try British accents. I'm from Yorkshire and I don't understand the deep accent. Crash said he's done a death lesson. He didn't even cheat.
Light cheated here.
Bro, he's kind of talking on you. He's putting dirt on your name. You know what I mean?
Corey, have you played this game?
Yeah, yes. He didn't love it, but he did. I shouldn't say he didn't love it. It's just he expected to love it as much as he loved Dark Souls, and then he didn't. Draco just sent the 100 cone.
The what?
The little like 100%. Like yeah, speaking truth. You know what would be more interesting in the long run is actually cooking, like using all the same ingredients except for the meat, going in and making ground beef spaghetti and then turkey and putting them side by side and seeing. Blind taste test.
That burst damage though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we could do. We could have my wife prepare the bowls.
That's it.
And on the bottom know which one's which and have us eat without seeing the bottom. And then figure out which one we say we prefer, and then reveal it.
I know which one I prefer. It's turkey because, and here's why. I've been eating ground beef all my life, so this is new. Secondly, I feel like you can season this and do this differently than you can normal spaghetti and get away with it.
Maybe, and I will say that's one thing that's important about this. I didn't go too crazy. I didn't look up a recipe. I just decided we're going to do ground turkey 100% by itself because I do that with spaghetti a lot. I don't always season the meat. I just go, we're going to put the meat in there. So you have options here.
One time you.
Oh, zucchini noodles? Zoodles or whatever they call them.
Keto?
I didn't use... Well, I might have used zucchini noodles once. I did spaghetti with... spaghetti squash is what's called. And I wasn't a big fan. It holds moisture at first, but then as you start eating it, if you don't eat it like instantly, it starts to release that water back out and it gets really soupy and kind of gross.
Oh, another one?
I think I've done zoodles, and it wasn't that bad. I've also done another one that was some kind of vegetable-based noodle. I don't know if it was zucchini or something else, but it wasn't bad.
This one's a lot easier than that.
Yeah,
I can see
Unalesca's
that.
got
The tentacles.
yeah, Unalesca's got dope character design, but so does the Bloodstar. I mean the Bloodstar, the Moon Presence. Moon Presence is a cool enemy. That cutscene of it coming down and being right there in the moon is dope.
I gotta watch out for his stupid attacks. Like I keep untransforming.
This is the only
my sword.
version of the ending I've ever played. Because I knew about the umbilical cord, so I was like, I'm gonna get that ending the first time I ever play it. I knew you got one from the nurse.
There it is right there. So he does grab his face.
Oh.
It instantly puts you down to 1 HP. And then he's stunned afterwards. That's right. So I need to stay close to him.
What's the nurse's clinic? Is it Efelska?
You've done messed me up. Losefka.
Lasevka, okay, yeah. I remember that one, and I remember getting the one from the 100 Dream. I don't remember where I got the third one at.
Margot.
Oh, that's right, yeah, Margot.
Margot drops it.
That's right. So you get one of the umbilical cords in the story completely normally, yeah.
Yeah, you thought you'd get me. Oh, what the hell? Why am I digging in my ass?
Hey, El Tabib's back. He says, still streaming, it seems nice. We are indeed. Saul, it might be coming Death 5. I can't say for sure.
No, I'm done. I forgot time to stand. No, I forgot that if she does that, there's a weird casting thing that she could do, and I can't grab my, I can't use my,
I mean this in a real
valve.
sense. Is the moon presence a female? Or is it denoted? Or does
So
it-
there's something about this that we don't know about, but there's a rare line of dialogue that the doll says in the Hunter's Dream, and I forgot how she refers to it, but it makes it sound like a female. Josh, what does she refer to it as? It's like, no.
He's taking care of it.
Oh, good.
She refers to it as something. And I can't think of what she calls it. But that's it. That's Bloodborne, people. That's the true ending. I wonder what my time is. That time is bad.
And golf clap.
That time is...
Golf clap.
that time is really bad.
If you're watching us on Twitch right now, please join us in a golf clap. It's going to be a little out of sync, so clap for a little bit so we know that at some point in time today we are all clapping in the exact sync. It's like that scene in Joe Dirt where it's like, sometimes I look up at the moon and I wonder if they're looking at that same moon.
What did she call it? It's almost like a flower or something. That's not my phone.
Hey, I don't know. I'm a great one now. Josh, to be fair, I was always a great one because that's the only ending I've ever seen. So now comes the question of what trophies do I still have left to get? Because Saul, you don't have to get them for me. That was just kind of a...
Well, you need all hunter tools, which is easy. All hunter weapons, which is easy now that you know you can get unlimited souls because you have to buy most of them if you don't want to just find them.
The audio is really moist sounding. I'm assuming that you wanted me to say that because Chris is listening, Blake. And if so, touche. Crafty Animal says Miyazaki's Lovecraftian masterpiece. So even though he says the game isn't as good as Dark Souls, it doesn't mean he doesn't love it. We got a golf clap from one Drago. He gave us a single golf clap and then 4 in a row. And then,
Flora.
who?
Flora.
Flora?
The doll calls the moon presence Flora.
Oh. I mean, I guess that doesn't have to be female, but it definitely sounds feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. LTB says clap with my fingertips, so I'm assuming you mean that's a little...
That is my best time.
3 hours and 11 minutes.
It was 3 hours 14, I think, was my best time. So that is 3:11. Perry Hotter.
You need to level up Canehurst Coven? Is that one of the... I guess I forgot about this game having...
For a trophy?
It's on PS4.
You don't have to do that for a trophy.
I don't love it. Don't you put words in my mouth. You call it a masterpiece. Or are you saying that's what other people refer to it as, whether or not you agree? I was just trying to extrapolate based off of what you said. If you call something a masterpiece, I would imagine that you calling it that means that you love it, because it should only be a masterpiece to you. Here, what do I don't have? Let's see. Is there a 4th ending?
No, I just did the easy one, then went into the hard one.
I don't know what that is.
Defeat Garmin and you succumb to the moon presence and become the new Garmin.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I actually did know that happened.
Defeat Yarnum.
Which is
Hunter's Essence, acquire all Hunter's weapons, special Hunter tools. That's all you need.
So what's that other one though? So I mean, that's where I've got to become the new Garmin.
Yeah, you just beat Garmin, but then instead of
I'm trying to remember because
we can't get it on that character either. I was sitting there thinking about it. We did the save after I ate all the umbilical cords.
Oh, and you have to do it without any umbilical cords.
Yep. That would be the normal ending you would get if you did not refuse your life.
Well,
because you wouldn't know about the umbilical cords.
Oh, because you had ate them before you did the first save?
Yes. Before we save scummed. So it's not that big of a deal, but if you ever go through and replay the game again, just don't eat umbilical cords and you'll have all the endings.
Beat it. Milk is sold out?
Yeah, people are panicking because of the snowstorm.
People trying to get all that stuff you can just easy eat.
I bet it was.
Coming back from that crystal place.
I'm door dashing me some.
He says you need to level up Canehurst Coven for a weapon.
What weapon?
I'm not sure. Well, I don't know. I'm probably going to end up going to eat somewhere after this because, of course, that was literally all the turkey spaghetti, by the way. I tried not to make a bunch.
Yeah, I'll say I'm not going to eat it all.
Yeah.
But we'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. It's been a fun episode 200. It has been a good solid almost 4 hours. This mouse is dead. So.
But she wanted to go check on her friend, the one that she goes hangs out with a lot,
Mhm.
because she got fired.
Ooh.
But
Bull crap from Ed Jones.
we'll see everybody coming on
Thanks.
episode 201. So.
Hi,
We
guys.
appreciate everybody stopping by, all the patrons that stop by and show their love, all the new people that stop by and show their love, and of course all the people we don't like Crash. So we'll see everybody.
Apparently, we're hoity-toity fucks because we have the ability to have DoorDash.
You know what?
But he said he loves
I
us.
love being a hoity-toity then.
Crash, we love you too. Nick, thanks for stopping by. He says there's a BTDB clap emote. Some streamers I'll watch have it. That's good to know. Everybody said they had fun and that they're saying bye. So see you next week. A lot of you that stopped by today are already patrons, so that's awesome. Thank you so much. And remember, tell people to watch us and become patrons if you want to see us do humiliating stuff with PlayStation console
Or
all consoles.
just cool stuff. Like we could do like a A video game survival trip where we take one item from a video game, then we go camping and we have that one item.
Yeah.
Or we make a
I feel
specific
like,
food.
I just want to start doing kind of crazy patron goals.
Here's a new one. At $1,000 for the first month of $1,000, we take a video game food we can make, and we have to make enough supply of that, then go on a camping trip, and that's our food for the camping trip. And we have a video game feast and live stream from the camp.
Are we basically going to cosplay out, but with real consequences, a Monster Hunter feast?
We could. That's what you guys will come to see.
Are we going to go kill a deer and then use that meat to cook us some stuff? Bring a cat with us and have the cat mimic
For
our
what? Oh, I thought you for killing. No.
No, not to kill the cat.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh yeah, congrats to Drago for being a
Yeah.
patron member now. Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for showing me the way of the turkey spaghetti. And we will see you all lovely soon. If you didn't know, you can follow us on Twitter over at Triangle SQRD. You can follow us on Discord, and we have that in the description of every video. And you can go to Facebook and our Facebook group, Triangle Squared at PlayStation Podcast. All you gotta do is be asked, or you gotta ask to be in, but we'll accept almost everybody, unless you look like a troll. So we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See ya.